Welcome to USA Climbing's 2026 YETI National Championships. We are in Orlando, Florida, where the best climbers in the country have come to compete for a chance to become the national champion. We're coming to you from High Point Climbing and Fitness, so if you're in the area, come and check it out. I'm Megan Martin, and I'm joined by one of the route setters today, Marshall Henderson. Thanks for joining me.
How's it going?
Qualifiers were so exciting yesterday. You just saw a nice little montage of that, and right now we're going to take a look at the start list for the semifinal round for the men. So 24 athletes, this is how they qualified from yesterday. So the person in 24th, Harrison Smith, will start the round, and the person in first place, Benjamin Hanna, will end the round. Note, number 19, Dylan Countryman, unfortunately injured himself in the qualification round. So you still see him here on the start list, but he will not be competing. And there won't be a gap, so we're just going to keep running through. So only 23 men actually competing today. Now we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with that women's start list. Welcome back to USA Climbing's YETI National Championships. We are in the Boulder semifinal, and here is that women's start list. So again, like the men, reverse order from how they qualified, but unlike the men, we will have 28 women competing tonight, this afternoon. Starting with Yelia Southern, who placed 28th, and then ending with defending national champion Melina Costanza, who is in first place position right now. We have a couple athletes that are national team ineligible, so that's why we're taking extra quota to this round of competition right now. So if they do make it into the top 8 later, we'll do the same for the final. But we are going to go to a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back with all the semifinal action.
For me, motivation comes from the chance to go faster and faster. I find speed pretty addicting.
The power of we is all for one. It's all for you. It's always there for you. It completes your circle. It says you've got a team even when you're out there alone. And with Intermountain Health in your circle, you'll always have the care you need to live the healthiest life possible. That's the power of we. Intermountain Health.
You don't get a fire in your belly with a boring breakfast. You gotta light that sucker up with the good stuff. Kodiak stuff. Whole grains and a whole lot of protein stuff. Eating hearty sets the table for epic days ahead. Dig in and you'll see. It's wild what you and a real Kodiak breakfast can do. Proud sponsor of USA Climbing.
Out here. We play different. We don't play with whistles or referees. We play with adrenaline and euphoria. We play roughhouse with failure. We don't play games out here.
That means 2026 YETI National Championships. The Boulder semifinals have just kicked off. We have our first couple of athletes on the wall already. So that's Yelia Southern for the women. And on the right of your screen, Harrison Smith. Quick look at our first boulders for these athletes. There will be 4 boulders in this round, and they will have 5 minutes on each boulder to get as many points as they can, or hopefully top, which would give them the most amount of points. Yelia having a really good attempt so far. You see that clock at the bottom to keep track of how much time each athlete has left. In a nice position, Yelia. She can just kind of chill.
Yeah, she's comfortable up there.
Now that looks easy, but clearly she's very confident on her feet. Not
Yeah.
every athlete can do that. It'll be interesting to see how many athletes do that.
They definitely practice this a ton.
As I said at the top of the show, Marshall is one of the route setters in this boulder competition, so always cool to have the insight from the creators of the round of competition. I always find it interesting who decides to wear a chalk bag and who doesn't, but definitely this is the type of boulder that you would want to keep your chalk bag on for, just because you could possibly find yourself in a position where you're hanging out like Yelia has done.
Yeah, it's interesting. You have these no-tex holds on the top of this where the chalk is kind of not ideal.
I was about to say, yeah, kind of the opposite. You might want to spit on your hands before
Yeah,
you
exactly.
do that one.
Some hot breath is good every once in a while, I guess.
Hot breath. That's a great idea. A nice juxtaposition to the women's boulder. The men's boulder is far less static. We've got a nice opening bit of dynamic movement for the men.
It's a really complicated skate situation that we set up for them on the bottom of the men's.
Yeah, you can see that Harrison's just not getting enough momentum to get over to that. It is a pinch, but it's like a juggy pinch, I would say, right?
Are you referring to the
Where
hold
the
in the
10
zone?
is. Yeah, the hold in the zone.
You actually stop.
Oh, you do stop, so
before
he
that.
shouldn't be. When I read it, too, actually, when I was walking around, I thought maybe you would stop, but he is definitely keeping it moving, which, I mean, of course, that's possible, but he just hasn't done it yet, so we'll
Yeah,
see.
I guess that's a good point. I do think that if you can generate enough power out of the start box, you could probably end up going all the way to the zone, but I think you're adding in extra variables, things to compensate for. It's nice to try just stopping on the first white volume with your palm.
I do think, too, we might see more of the taller competitors trying to keep that momentum going, and Harrison is 6'3" with a +2,
Oh,
so
whoa.
he's 6'5". I'm also picturing in my mind, like, I could see Vale probably trying to keep it going, too, as one of the taller athletes, so might be a thing that, depending on your dimensions, that height and wingspan, you might approach that move a little different.
Yeah, definitely. Getting just having longer legs in general is helpful for reaching the different foot positions in the middle of the skate. There's like a volume that he's played with going straight to instead of kind of redirecting his momentum around the left start foot, the left foot that's in the start box. Yeah, you just get more options when you're longer.
Yeah, for this kind of movement.
Exactly.
Looks like Yelia is going to take the rest of her time. The athletes have 3 more boulders to climb after this, so conserving energy is always ideal. I talked to a lot of the athletes yesterday, and what was interesting is because this whole boulder area was completely blocked off during the lead competition, nobody knew what it really looked like. So there will be like a huge difference today in terms of kind of knowing at least which wall angles come next. They don't necessarily know exactly where their boulders are, but at least they can kind of think, okay, so if we're going left to right, like I know there's more overhang, I know there's more like vert at the end in the little slab, so they can kind of plan accordingly with their energy levels.
Absolutely. The tactics,
It's all about tactics.
It really is, especially in the open level. It's just all about the levels between like the high-end youth and youth worlds and open and World Cups and all these things, there is a decent amount of overlap, and it really just comes down to your tactics, how well you can execute, how well you can manage your energy, all these little details.
100%. And on the left, we have Kelly with her first attempt. And on the right, we have Nicholas Karalides with his first attempt he just took. Both of them trying to figure out the start. I like the start of the women's. I feel like it's quite obvious what you're supposed to do. It's just that not everyone's going to feel as comfortable with getting their feet so high and having to kind of like do a bit of a pistol squat in order to kind of stand up with that tiny, tiny hold helping you a little. But it's always nice when you first come out from the warm-up zone and you have something where you can be on the wall and it's not so fast and you can like think and move slowly.
It really depends on who you are as a climber. I think there's plenty of athletes that would love to have something like this right at an ISO, but a lot of athletes would rather use all of their anxious energy to just jump really hard towards something, or having to calmly move slow and navigate can be kind of challenging for some coming straight out of ISO.
That is a really good point.
I think she is, I mean, this might be an example of that. She's much more, instead of trying to lean into the subtle volume climbing, she's, climbing through all of these holds, and she's trying to just like use a lot of strength to navigate this, and honestly, making it look possible.
Yeah, that actually looked like it could work for her. A couple moments ago, Nicholas got really close to stopping where you were talking about, which we never really saw Harrison try.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if he can figure out how to make that work. He was 26th at team trials in the Boulder discipline, and then 11th at nationals last year, so not his first time in a semifinal. Looking to be more consistent here, getting into more of them. Nice. Oh, it's kind of like a dry fire there.
Yeah.
Also, too much of a stomp.
If you catch that hold too late in your movement through the skate, it's really hard to use. It's really specific. You kind of have to catch it pretty early. There's so many different ways to move your feet through these volumes in the bottom. It'd be really interesting to see the kind of creative ideas that athletes come up with for when they land the left versus the right foot, or when they decide to match feet, or if they decide to step through.
It's kind of hard to sometimes, like earlier, a few attempts ago, he had his closest attempt, but it's been a few. Oh, there we go.
Nice.
I was going to say it's been a while, and it's funny because that kind of movement is very learned, but also sometimes your body can forget what it was doing, so then you kind of start over occasionally, and I feel like he did that until he just kind of got back to that, like finding that position he found when he was closer before. First time seeing anybody up in this. Oh, just missed his foot. Didn't look at it long enough.
Got some action on women's one. Progressed out of the start box nicely.
Yeah, kind of finally figured out how to get into that better position. You guys are really forcing the feet here versus grabbing holds with your hands as much, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to make it really challenging to match the start foot, or do, I don't want to give away the exciting nature of this climb, but tempted to. haven't seen, I only had 2 athletes out, but
Yeah,
haven't seen
there's
anyone.
plenty more to come. And for the women, a lot more, because there's 28 of them today, which is way more than usual. Kelly has been in the last 2 semifinals at these elite championship events. She was 15th in 2024 at nationals and 20th at team trials in 2025. So definitely becoming more consistent into the semifinal as Nicholas sticks that move.
Man, it's really
for
cool
the
to
men.
see that be consistent for him. That's not an easy thing to do over and over again.
And both of them just have 26. Oh, so close. So the good thing about this kind of a boulder, right? He has 15 seconds left, but he could very well get back up there in time if he does everything perfectly.
Totally.
But it's hard when you have a boulder like Kelly's on. It wouldn't be the same.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, it won't be enough time, but really good progress there for Nicholas Karalides, and Kelly also figuring out some more ways to get through that boulder at the end of the competition, or end of her time limit. So always good to have some progress. And one thing to note about this competition that's a little different from competitions in the past, you're placement ranking is super important in every round of competition because it is going to play a role in who makes the national team. Nothing is decided at this competition. We're just crowning national champions. But in March, we will have team trials, and that will be where we decide who will be on the national team. In previous years, it just mattered what you did on the final day of competition, really. I mean, it mattered what you did at the competition, but this time, every round matters. So if you placed 26 yesterday, you'll get some allotted points for 26 for every day of competition. Dylan Countryman, for example, he was 6th, I believe, or can't remember exactly where he was, but he was in the top 10 yesterday for the men. And so for qualification, he'll get awarded those points for top 10, and then he'll get 24 for semis, 24, like whatever rank 24 gets point-wise for semis and finals. So he's still earning points even though he cannot compete. So
Yeah, it's interesting too because he's technically in the semi round, and if he's going to finish with no score. But if we also have athletes that finish with no score, he's going to beat those athletes if they place lower than him in that round. So it's
exactly.
It's an interesting opportunity for our athletes to still score some points.
And the goal is just to figure out how to put the most consistent athletes on the team at the end of the day. We do have 2 new athletes out for us. On the left, Sienna Kopp, number 1 for the women, and on the right, Ami Agato for number 1 on the men. And now we are having more climbers climb at the same time. So our first climber is out, Yelia Southern. She's on women's number 2, and Harrison Smith is on men's number 2. Really fun to see CC at this competition. She was at 2024 Nationals where she placed 12th, but she did not go to team trials. So it's been a while since we've seen her on our screens, so happy to have her back. She was national champion in Boulder.
Taking the match.
Yeah, wow. Oh,
Brutal.
man, really. I was so impressed. She is very good on her feet, very good on the slab. 2020 Nationals, she was first place. So she has been national champion before.
This situation that you get in when you match your feet, you have to do it again afterwards.
Got Harrison Smith in that feet first position for the men. And with that, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but we'll be back with all of the action of semifinals.
Wait.
Cece's trying to get in a stable position before she goes to those no-tex holds. Kind of try to move her body over and set up better. And like you said, you don't want too much chalk when you're oh no. Little foot slip.
There's quite a bit of risk up there.
Wait, keep talking. Ami Agato getting ready for the jump.
So this method that he's trying with his right foot, where he's leading, like he's generating momentum out of the start box, but he's leading the skate with his right foot. You'll see him do it by placing his right foot on the left start hold. Really slows down and allows you to be just more delicate through the skate. It's quite a nice method.
Welcome back to USA Climbing's 2026 YETI National Championships. We are underway in the Boulder semifinal round with both the men and the women. Sienna Kopp on the left and Ami Agato on the right. We've seen Sienna up in this spot a couple of times now, and Ami's just trying to figure out that opening movement, the skate movement, as you will, on those volumes, trying to figure out how he can get the right amount of momentum to get him to that middle part of the wall and stop before he keeps on going. Seems like he's getting closer to figuring it out. Just
super close attempt.
Yeah. And another look at the men's number 2 boulder and women's number 2 boulder. Harrison Smith on the left and Yelia Southern on the right. Really powerful boulder for the women. Very steep section of the wall and lots of pinches, so definitely not going to be an easy one. Very different from the first boulder that they were on.
Yep. Yeah, the diversity in styles very present here, no doubt.
Yeah, it's like obvious. And cool movement for the men's boulder. I'll be psyched to see some more people on that one.
She could still score this zone.
And again, zone's so important, right? You get only points for those zone holds or getting to the top. So any other hold you're not getting any points for. So important to, if you haven't gotten the zone, really try to get to it if you think you can.
Yeah, there's lots of tactics there as well. I mean, if you know the boulder's really slow, like on the first slab or something, but there's only a minute left, rather than focusing on the top of the boulder, you might just forget all about that in your mind and just really dial in what you need to do to just score the zone. That can be really helpful in certain situations, just to kind of like shift your gears, shift your focus.
Yeah, there's a lot of strategy involved in especially the boulder round of competition, because there are so many different variables, so many different styles of boulders that you're going to be put on. And unlike lead, you have as many attempts as you can have in the 5 minutes of climbing. Now, they are losing points for every fall. It's 0.1 deduction for every fall. So if you get to the 10 on your first try, you get 10. If you get it on your second try, it's 9.9. Just saw Kelly up there coming off of that zone hold.
There we go.
Good attempt.
It's good, good thoughts on the men's boulder. Sorry, I didn't mean
No,
to cut
you're
you off.
good. Nicholas is making his way, reading it properly.
His right foot is not
In the
ideal.
best position, but he might be able to get out of it. You never know.
Yep.
They do some crazy things out there, that's
That
for
they
sure.
do. This is uncharted territory for us right now.
And
no doubt.
obviously, oh, she's so close to getting into that zone nicely.
Very interesting, and he's going to be able to get in and out of this position.
Obviously, the route setters forerun these boulders, but I will say there's always something to be said for when you're in the competition and the adrenaline. Sometimes people do, or they make things that seem impossible work just because of that adrenaline, and I feel like it can never be counted out just because they're trying. I mean, they're fighting so hard. They all want to make the team. They all want to be national champions. So
Yeah, exactly. Some athletes are also just really good at being intuitive and kind of going with the flow and the climbing, and that can work for a lot of people a lot of times. When you're route setting, oftentimes you're being really detail oriented. You're trying to kind of create a specific outcome, and you kind of have these blinders on that can happen. The athletes aren't doing that. The athletes are just getting up there and they're just trying hard and applying a lot of intuition to their movement, and that can create a lot of creative solutions that we don't quite think of a lot of times, like this crazy foot setup that's going on over here.
Yeah, Elizabeth Monty on the left of your screen getting a little twisted, like a pretzel a bit, but still in position to where she can hopefully get out of it, depending.
She's got the right idea. This setup is, I think it's interesting how many athletes aren't trying. It's quite a popular move, or was it a few seasons ago? And I would expect that a lot of the more experienced athletes are going to recognize what we want them to do pretty quickly.
And
they
what-
might still try not to do it if
Yeah.
it's too tricky, or if the foot switch feels like a good option for them, but they're going to know at least.
And you're saying the position she was in, instead of like trying to stay facing the wall, she could just untwist herself and be facing out. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah. There's this like kind of spin maneuver that you can kind of use this arete to help you balance, and you end up taking the crimp above by her knee with your right hand. It kind of helps you just fully turn around. It's not, I wouldn't say it's an intuitive thing, but it is kind of a trick that once you do it once, you're like, oh, this is really nice. Actually,
like,
it's not
oh.
so bad.
This is what they wanted. To the right of Elizabeth is Benjamin Rose Innes on men's number 1, but we are now moving back to Nicholas Careleeds on the
Ooh.
left and Kelly on the right. She has
Good progress.
got that zone hold, lots of power there to get there. It looked like she was getting a little bit tired and her hips were kind of out a little bit to get her into that next pinch, but she has the right idea. Honestly, for her, I think it's a rest thing. Maybe wait the clock down to 45 seconds and give it one last really good go.
Yeah, 45 seconds is probably the perfect amount of time to just kind of get on for one last go.
And she has been improving with like every attempt, so she should be pretty confident.
Oh.
Oh, so close for Benjamin Rose Innes. Both Benjamin and Elizabeth are in their first elite nationals and first elite semi for the boulder. And again, given the fact that the qualification round was so hard, and a lot of names that we're used to seeing in a semi are not in it, pretty cool to be seeing some newer names on that elite circuit. make their way into the semifinal. Lots of competition out there, and always some younger athletes that have been successful on the youth side coming into the elite side. Nicholas getting back up into that feet first jam, trying to figure out how he can get out of it. He's been pretty comfortable in here. It's just he's definitely having issues. But again, one of those that's going to be very taxing the more you do it, and he still has 2 more boulders to do.
Yeah, that one is it's so complex that you just end up having to try it a bunch. And if you're not getting the cams super well, you end up trying to compensate with pinching these holds and using a lot of power. Actually, when you get comfortable with the footwork and in the positions you're in, you can really quite relax the upper body a lot. It kind of takes a lot of the power out of it, but that's the trick, is figuring out how to not be powerful in this technical situation.
And again, the athletes have never seen these boulders. They're seeing them for the first time when their time starts and having to quickly figure out exactly what they want to do to solve the problem. So there is a lot going on, and sometimes it's just hard. They might not find that right movement or position in order to make things feel a little less aggressive, unfortunately. Up next, we have Annika Shoemaker on the left for the women and Cruz Padilla on the right for the men. We saw Cruz in the lead competition, and he also was national champion in lead in 2024. Psyched to see him in the boulder competition here today.
He's on 2 right now?
Yeah, no, Cruz is on number 1.
Okay.
And this is his second time in the semifinal for Boulder. Another one of those athletes that excels at both disciplines. And Annika Shoemaker was 11th at team trials in Boulder and 12th at nationals. So she's getting more comfortable getting into that semi, hoping to break away into that final as she gets more and more consistent. Definitely one of the athletes who really likes more of those overhanging, powerful boulders, but we'll see what she can figure out here.
Yeah. There's always these situations on these slabs where you want to use the holds. You want to grab them to stay secure, but it's kind of pulling you in the wrong direction. You really need to trust the balance points and
working against you for sure.
Yeah.
First looks at number 3 for the men and the women. On the left, Harrison Smith, and on the right, Yelia Southern.
Come on, Yelia.
Choosing to go face first or face in instead of face out on this women's boulder. I'm sure both ways can be done. You were telling me earlier, Marshall, that you guys were intending more of a face out, and it might make the move a little bit more flowy. But we'll see what she figures out as Harrison's trying to. This men's boulder is pretty slopey. It's funny because where the zone is, that's a good hold, but I think that's the only good hold on that boulder for the men.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for them.
Yeah, that's their straightforward power boulder.
Yeah.
We have the really complex inversion footwork power boulder, and then the really straightforward, just all bad
all the
holds
diversity,
on the steep wall.
like you were saying. Cruz Padilla definitely has the right idea for this boulder and plenty of time to make it happen. It's been pretty good at getting that opening movement dialed.
Yeah, it's cool to see someone else score that zone.
Yeah.
Interesting to have some people coming out early doing it, and then some people kind of not being able to score zone after them. One of the things we really enjoy seeing is kind of giving everyone an opportunity throughout the entire running order to kind of create interesting results and see different things happen. So it's always fun when we see some people score some points early on and then kind of get a lull in people scoring points, and then see that kind of happen back again as we move through.
Yeah, and everyone has such different styles and
powerful.
boulders that they're comfortable on. Look at Ami Agato on men's number 2 currently, just trying to figure out how he can get through that feet first section. Back to Cruz Padilla, see if he can get back up past that zone. It'd be cool to see a top here. It's like I said he was consistent at the bottom, and then now he's not. It's my fault.
It's hard to repeat. It's hard.
Yeah. Sienna Kopf trying to see if she can get a knee scum there. Don't think that's necessarily going to help too much, but
It's not
could.
quite there. It's
Yeah.
a good idea. It definitely makes sense, but it's just not quite there for you.
We haven't had the cameras on Yelia the whole time, so I'd be interested to know if she has tried the face out at all, or if she's just stuck to the face in, because that's what we keep seeing from her. Man, getting off the start over here on men's number 3. Whew.
Yeah, this one is really quite hard. And it reads, it's kind of tricky to know what's being asked of you. It's quite slow, and it's set up in a way that the athletes have seen a fast version. So I imagine that a lot of athletes will take some time to realize, oh, I can't actually just paddle through this situation. I need to just statically own the holds.
Yep, and with that, we're going to be moving to the next couple of climbers to come out. And when Harrison and Yelia come back next time, we'll finally have seen all the boulders. And we'll have people climbing on everything at once. The craziness of semifinals.
The full show.
We love it. That's what we're here for. I'm interested to see how Kelly approaches women's number 3. First look at Ella Fisher on the left for the women.
Ella's been a really impressive lead athlete for
yes.
many years now. Just an up-and-comer, someone to watch for sure.
100%. And if you didn't get to see her in the lead competition just a few days ago, you can go back and watch that replay. It's always fun. She is a really fun climber to watch on the wall as well. Like, she moves with a very dancer-like movement, I would say. Very controlled, very intentional with all the foot placements, good flexibility. She's definitely fun to watch. But though she is quite good at lead, I feel like she's a contender for bouldering as well. She was 5th at team trials last year and 17th at nationals in 2024, so making those improvements every year.
Yeah, I think the intentional part is what stands out to me. You can just tell by watching her climb that she's intentional, and that's probably why she's capable in both disciplines as well. She will take the time to figure out what she needs to work on and pursue that, and we like to give athletes an opportunity to show that progress. I
totally agree. On the left, right now we're getting a look at Kelly on women's number 3, also going with the face in. It's funny that they're doing face in, because when I looked at it, I was like, yes, I would go face in as well. Granted, I see how she's hitting the lower part there, and I could see how maybe your momentum and trajectory might be better if you're face out, but that's only something you could feel on the wall versus like looking at it. So maybe she'll switch it up and change it around.
Maybe it's definitely, you need to, when you're face in, it kind of locks you into the start box in a way that you don't experience when you're face out, and you really need to fluidly be able to jump out of that start box.
Totally agree. With that, we're going to go to a quick commercial break and then come back with all the action. Sure, working her way through women's number 1. On the right, Jackson Dendy is trying to figure out how this opening coordination move, the skate across. We haven't seen anyone stick it going all the way to the zone. The idea is to stick it in the middle first and then keep moving after, but we'll have to see. Kelly on number 3 again for the women, still choosing to go face in. We'll see if she can make it happen.
There we go. We got a static approach.
Welcome back to USA Climbing's 2026 YETI National Championships. We are underway with the Boulder semifinal round of competition, both the men and the women competing at the same time. On your screen, you have Ella Fisher on the right and Jackson Dendy on the Ella Fisher on the left. I know my right from left, and Jackson Dendy on the right. Wow, that was a really cool option.
Never tried that. Too scared.
I would be too. He's just 16, so he probably is not.
No fear.
Also, this is his first Elite Nationals and his first semifinal. Always really cool when you can make it happen at your first Elite Nationals, especially with how competitive it is these days for both the men and the women. Ella trying to find a comfortable position.
She's someone that I would have, I don't know, it'd be, I guess she's making these foot matches look
Easy.
quite comfortable. So if I was her, maybe I wouldn't take the spin
Yeah.
method either.
And she's got enough time here. Oh,
Not excited to jump to these no-tex holds.
I mean, I wouldn't be either.
Yeah, quite a,
Let's see if he can make this happen. Oh, he is so close on that. Oh, and here we go. Kelly turned around. That's the first time we've seen anyone turn around on that.
20 seconds. She can actually potentially score zone with very
I was
little
going to
time
say,
left,
like you.
but
Oh, and he got it. He did
Nice.
it. That's
Wow.
awesome.
Bold.
We missed it, but
much brave.
to be young.
Wow.
Oh,
Very
wow. Really
close.
good route reading.
Very close. That was a really good attempt.
And with that, we'll be moving on to the next set of athletes, and we'll finally get a look at our final boulders. And here they come, running.
Getting a
Running,
nice-
running, running, running.
Getting a nice warm up in.
After talking to a lot of the athletes, they were like, I had to run so far from ISO to get to the very end. I was like, at least everybody did.
Yeah, Boulder 4 is
Consistency.
the slow, delicate slab too, so you get the heart rate up just so you can
Calm it down.
Try to slow down.
Our first look at Nora Chi on the left and Elijah Finn on the right. Really fun to see Nora back in a boulder competition. She's been focusing more on lead lately, so fun to have her here. She was at Nationals in 2024, but that was a while ago at this point since we are in 2026.
Yeah, it's always cool. I mean, Nora has so much experience. She's been in the
Oh,
youth
yeah.
circuit and the elite circuit for so long. Sometimes the athletes, they come back and they perform a lot better after they just take a breath.
Yeah, and it's nice to also like sometimes just take a break from one discipline, right?
True. Yeah, absolutely.
Our first look at men's number 4 and women's number 4. Yelia Southern on the right and Harrison Smith on the left. Fun fact, Harrison's brother will be climbing later. And there are a few siblings that we will see out tonight. I said this earlier and some of the athletes didn't care. I think it's a fun fact. All of the Chis are competing in semifinals. And then the Sanders sisters, Micaiah and Silveray, are also in semifinals.
Oh,
So we
wow.
have 3 groups of siblings. I think that's
crazy.
pretty cool.
That's pretty fun.
And there are 3 Chis: Nora Chi, Augie Chi, Jojo Chi.
Yeah. There's a 4th actually too.
Well, yeah, but 3 here.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just
of
today.
Chis.
Yeah. I meant all the Chis that competed this week.
Gotcha. I'm with you now.
Not all of the Chis.
Family sport.
It is. It's cool. I mean, people freaked out about the Kelseys in the Super Bowl. Why
That's
not?
true.
Let's freak out about it here.
Yeah.
Oh, fighting hard, Yelia. I love it.
Come on, Yelia.
Oh, she just overshot that.
There's a little bit more you can do in the lower body to kind of stabilize yourself before reaching to the zone.
I mean, kind of similar to the first one, right? If you're trying to force, and in slab in general, it feels like if you try to force upper body, like there's really so much more you could be doing with your lower body.
Yeah, absolutely. The 4th boulder is a nice kind of contrast to this one because there actually are handholds to use, where there's so much just balance to be done on the first boulder. The second or the 4th boulder, the second slab, is it's more about not doing too much with the hands, just using the hands so that you can move the feet, but not trying to use the hands so much that you're out of position. It's a delicate kind of balance to find. Looking really strong, very nice. Be cool to see a girl do this bump move right now. She looks very nice. Very good job.
Just undershot it a little bit. I feel
This
like
little
she
power
could-
scream at the
Yeah,
end.
I loved it. I feel like she could definitely get it.
Ooh, press on the volume. That could work. That's interesting. Ooh. Yellie's pretty good at this style. It's a really, really hard boulder. I think we could see her score the zone, though, especially with a minute left, minute 20.
Yeah, definitely could get another attempt in there. Cruz Padilla trying to figure out those body positions to get out of that jam. Gosh.
He's still trying to, he's not quite accepting that you can fully hang under the volumes, and you end up totally facing into the wall instead of, that's not quite the right way to say it. You just end up kind of, it feels like you're spinning, your shoulders kind of rotate in a way that feels pretty nerve-wracking, but it's totally safe.
Elijah Finn kind of struggling to figure out how to do this skate movement down here.
Nora struggling to kind of stay consistent with getting on the boulder.
I feel like sometimes with slab that can happen too. Again, just like with the coordination movements, sometimes the slab movements, you can somehow forget exactly what you did, and then all of a sudden you're just off.
Yeah, in the start box for the first boulder.
Oh, here we go,
Nice.
Annika.
Very good.
I knew she'd like this boulder. Ooh, does she have enough time? She just has to keep it together.
Nice.
Ah, that was really good.
That was very good.
So
attempt.
sad that the zone hold is not the one she just bumped to. She had to work extra hard for that.
Yeah, it's hard to score that zone, though. But I agree. She doesn't get an opportunity to show how well she climbed. It's a hard part of the sport, no doubt.
And with that, our next couple of climbers are coming out.
Run, 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 run. It's interesting that their time starts the minute they hit the pads, and so they.
Well, no, isn't there a transition time?
Nope, no. There is a transition time, but it's for the athletes to get back into.
I think they are sending the people on the far side a little early so they can start running. Again, it doesn't matter. It's consistent. Everyone's still going to get there at the same time.
Yeah, totally.
But so
They get 5 seconds extra, right?
potentially they get 5 seconds. We're kind of confirming that information really quick. Yeah, but even so, like, it's still consistent for everyone, right? As long as everyone's having to do the same thing, it really doesn't matter as
Yeah,
much,
they're
right?
definitely always going to let the athletes leave at the exact
Yeah.
same time. It's going to be the exact same circumstances.
Exactly. So that's always, the consistency of that is always really important.
Got Ella on the second power boulder, or the first power boulder, but their second boulder.
Yes. And to the left of her, we have Jackson Dendy. Let's see how he approaches. Came up with some really good ideas that served him well on the first boulder to get him to
There
the
we
zone.
go. This is the follow through with the shoulders I'm kind of referring to, where you're really totally accepting the feet in the crack.
Ella taking another second to look at that women's boulder, very powerful. Our first look at Paloma Slowick on the left and Declan Osgood on the right as they assess these boulders. These athletes have been competing on the elite circuit for a bit. Oh, wow.
Declan looking pretty good.
That was cool. Lots of coordination there for him as Paloma's trying to figure out how she wants to stand up on this blocked foothold. Which
So
is,
much sports happening.
I know. Definitely why you're seeing so many of the athletes kind of hang out here for a bit. Those feet are not as good as you want
Nice,
them to be.
Ella.
Ella has gotten into
Wow,
the 10 and
very
passed
good.
it. Looking really strong right now, yeah.
Super strong.
And again, with all of her lead experience and success, she does have really good power endurance, right? Which will be helpful here.
Wow.
Let's see if she
Come on,
can make
Ella.
this happen. That would be huge. Plenty of time.
That foot switch on the white jib on the volume definitely gave her a lot of stability in that position, but it makes it really hard to go to the finish hold when you do that.
So she might have to just readjust in that way.
Yeah,
Just don't use the foot.
the hold right before the finish is so bad. It's a really, really bad sloper. So once you've committed to a foot sequence, you're kind of locked into that, I think. So just not kind of making the position before going to the slipper a little bit harder so that you can gain an easier position to go to the finish is, I think, the way on that one.
Nice close-up on Nicholas Carolides on men's number 4. quite slabby, a little awkward, pressy, not a lot of feet. Really fun. If you're into that kind of thing. And we're going to have to go to a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back.
All right, welcome back to the YETI Climbing National Championships. We got Declan Osgood on Boulder 1 for the men, and Paloma on Boulder 1 for the women. Just taking a moment to get collected before trying the slab again.
Oh,
Whoa.
it worked out for Declan. Let's see if he has enough time to get back up, or to get up to that attempted the finish. I don't know.
Oof.
I was
Buzzer
gonna
beaters.
He like kept really going for just matching on that side pull versus like using the thumb catch that some of the athletes have done to stick it. And I was like, man, I don't know if he's ever gonna actually do it that way. And then he did it.
It's so cool to see athletes come up with these creative ideas or just kind of follow what feels right to them. All of it is super hard, worthy of scoring the points.
Totally agree. And moving on to our next couple of athletes on the right of your screen. First look at Joe Goodacre, and on the left, Evelyn Orton.
Joe Goodacre is another really seasoned athlete. Sure, he's going to be excited to try this thing. He's quite good in this style as well.
Yes, he is. And also pretty lengthy as well. 6'1", with a 6'1" wingspan, so even, but always been really jumpy and
Powerful.
like you said, powerful, good at this kind of movement for sure. Honestly makes up this kind of movement in the gym sometimes just for fun. Some of his videos, you'll see him making big unnecessary jump skipping things that only, a handful of people can do.
Yeah, it's good training that way. Just sometimes the gym doesn't have the right thing you need to practice, so you got to take matters into your own hands.
Most definitely. Sienna Kopp on her final boulder of the round. She has always been really good at slabs, so we'll see if she can figure this out.
She was able to stand all the way up into this first, can't quite see it anymore.
We'll be back to it at some point. Yeah. Evelyn Orton looking confident on her feet. This is her first time at Elite Nationals, only 15 years old, was in the final in the lead competition the other day. Has definitely been making waves in the boulder competitions, though she's been kind of too young to compete for the last couple years on the elite stuff. She has been doing some of those open competitions that are not part of our competition series at USA Climbing, and getting to compete against some of the athletes that you see here. So she's been getting in a lot of practice and like giving them a run for their money a lot of times too.
Pretty sure she was also at Youth Worlds this year.
Oh yeah, on the youth side, she's been doing amazing things.
Yeah.
But so
close.
It was like he didn't see the palm press to stop him.
I
Is
think
that not the way even?
Nope, that's exactly
okay.
what we were able to get away with when we were up there. But I think he just landed his hand not quite as accurately as he needed to.
We're really
This is a
doing
really
well
nice
on
attempt.
this.
Yeah.
Oh, no!
That is really. She was very close. That's unfortunate.
Hey, just under 2.5 minutes left, so she has plenty of time to get back up there. She looked really good too, like very in control. Not like it was too taxing for
She
her.
was smiling
I
when
know,
she was at the
right?
top of the, like actively letting go
Ooh.
of the hold. She was like, oh, I can definitely do this.
Cece with that shoulder flexibility.
It's always a cool moment to see an athlete with plenty of time left have a really good attempt and just see that confidence come over them knowing that they're capable.
And what's nice about that women's number 2 boulder too is that it's pretty easy to remember the beta too, so you don't have to worry about them possibly like taking attempts that take away from their time and not being able to get back up there. She should
There
be
we
like
go.
pretty
She's-
chill about it. Oh,
She's got
Jo
the
was
right
so
idea.
close.
Evelyn on the slab. She wants to try. She wants to try. Nope.
Yeah, you
No
mentioned
more.
youth. She was first at Youth Nationals in Boulder in 2024 and third in 2025. Went to Youth World Championships both of those years.
This is probably the best attempt in the feat that we've
Wow.
seen so far. Oh, nice. He's good.
Yeah, I was like, I can't really see what happened after he fell.
He
But-
got up just fine, I'm sure.
Evelyn trying to find that body position
She's been on the swan foot
a
for
long time.
like over 60 seconds now.
And like truly your toes can go numb when
Yeah.
you're staying. I mean, mine do specifically.
I've had thoughts this week like I need to figure out how to make my feet stronger. How do you do that?
Soft shoes on slab.
Yep.
It definitely helps. You build some nice toe muscles. You could do weighted toe lifts.
I'm sure there's plenty of creative solutions out there for
I'll give you notes.
how to get stronger toes. Yeah, please. I'll take 'em.
Evelyn finding that position nicely. Lots of patience there. And
Nice.
again, even though she is just now competing.
Oh, nice.
And a top, our first top. Nor did she. Getting
Almost.
the crowd excited.
That was exciting.
And again, smiling the whole time. Love that.
Yep.
Does look like a really fun finish.
It is cool. You feel
Like a superhero.
like a superhero.
Let's see if Joe's been up here like multiple times now. He's got to make it happen.
Nice.
Yes, our second top.
Lots of tops. That's
yeah,
awesome.
that's what we want. Great rereading. Oh, Evelyn's so close.
Oh, good shot at the top of the boulder.
That's the closest we have seen for sure.
Absolutely.
And I mean, she didn't even really get to attempt much because she was on the wall for so long.
Yeah.
Which, from a energy saving standpoint, is a good thing, right?
I think tactically too. I mean, attempts really do come into play a lot of
Oh,
times in these
yes.
competitions, and wanting to make sure that if you have it in you, you don't just waste an attempt.
Yeah, the fewer attempts, the better. I like my wonder is because she was on so long. Like, I hope she remembered exactly what she needed to do at the end. You know, it's like you're focused on that one section for so long, and like, do you even remember which holds were? I mean, you can see them, but
I think luckily for this boulder, it's not the
matter
most
as much.
complicated, so you can kind of, I don't know, you don't have to focus so hard on what you're doing. It's kind of intuitive in there for you.
on the left, our first look at Genevieve Walker, and on the right, Joshua Gerhardt. He was second at team trials in Boulder, so was able to do a bunch of the World Cups this past season, which I'm sure he's hoping to get back on the team in order to do that again. Already quickly into I think that's the fastest solve of that section of the boulder we've seen so far. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe Joe was just as fast, but
Wow.
Oh no!
Wow,
Goodness gracious.
that was a really good attempt.
Yeah.
Was that flash? Was that
I think
flash
that I think I gotta refresh my scores, but I think that might have been his first attempt, if not like his second.
second?
Can't
yeah.
tell it.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's really
yeah, that
impressive.
was the second.
I mean, that's really good information for us too, as we kind of go into changeovers. Seeing how well the athletes take to certain things gives us a good idea of what we need to adjust for the finals round.
Yeah, because you all have already set every round of boulders, but you can always turn it up or turn it down based off how people are doing in the rounds, correct?
Yeah, exactly. So we get the boulders to a nice place where we're kind of guessing the level, guessing what we think they're capable of, and then we get to watch and get a really clear idea of, oh, they're climbing in coordination style really well right now. So if we have that in our finals round, let's
Wow.
make sure we're getting the level correct based on what we know. We always kind of are the most nervous going into qualification. Well, at least I am, just because you don't have that so smooth.
Nice top.
That was easy looking. That's crazy.
I mean, when he fell the first time, it was like, wait, what? I thought he was like done.
Yeah.
And he must have just like slipped or been off balance, but I believe that's Declan. I can't really see him very well right
Yeah.
now. Yeah, there we go.
Declan.
I was like, I'm pretty sure. That brings me back to when they had to compete in masks. Oh man, that was tough.
The COVID times.
At least you could see the bib numbers, but from the back, it was so hard to tell who anybody was.
Yeah, no one was enjoying themselves.
And also impressive when they were lead climbing with masks on. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Ella Fisher has tried the face out method a couple times, but it looks like she's going to go face in and see if it works. Not on that attempt, but still has plenty of time. Paloma Slowick eyeing up women's number 2. We've seen a top from Nora Chi, and we've seen a couple other athletes get up close to the top. Let's see if she can make it happen. Really squeezing. Nice little toe hook there
Wow.
to get into the pinch. That was pretty.
Techie.
Yeah.
My hips don't move like that. Can't do that.
Nice close up.
This left foot is not fun to stand on. Super scary.
Yeah, it looks awful. That was Benjamin Rose Innes on men's number 4 and Elizabeth Monty on the right, or to the right of him on women's number 4. And back to Genevieve Walker, trying to... I mean, honestly, we've seen a lot of athletes struggle with this opening section of the women's boulder. I think it's just super uncomfortable, and nobody really wants to...
You have to, the start hold is, the hand hold is quite good, and a lot of athletes or just climbers, myself in general, or also, it's hard to let go
When
of
it's a
something
good
that's
hold.
really good, and that's
It's
what
so
you need to
true.
do. You need to stand up on the volumes and start to let go of this good hold. It's just really counterintuitive.
And we definitely have seen a few of the athletes, mainly ones that have been doing these competitions like the Elite Series and World Cups, a little more comfortable with letting go, because I feel like that's something they're a little more used to. And again, obviously, in youth competitions, the athletes are being introduced to that kind of stuff as well, but just not as much, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And we do, in this round specifically, have a lot of athletes that have excelled in youth over the last few years, but this is their first time here, so it's, you know, it's a big adjustment.
Absolutely.
And that will end Elizabeth Monty and Benjamin Rose Innes's round. We'll have to see how everything plays out for them, and we'll get ready to see our next 2 athletes on women's 1 and men's 1. And welcoming all the other athletes back onto the wall as we see Annika sprinting to the very last boulder on the wall. Our first look at Isis Rothfork on the left and Jacob Kelligan on the right, getting ready to try their first attempts. But before they do, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back with some more action. Evelyn Norton just sizing up this boulder. I think she's really going to like those pinches and how powerful that boulder is. Annika Shoemaker just undershooting that crimp. Evelyn already off to a pretty good start.
It's cool seeing all the girls try this reverse Drobny toe hook. Well, I don't even know what you call it. Craziness.
Yeah. It's just like a little weird backwards toe
Yeah,
hook
it's just
almost,
something to
like
kind of keep your hips in,
yeah.
keep tension. It makes total sense. It's just really unique.
It's like almost like a tracking roof toe hook. I feel like it's something I use a lot, you know, like and maybe I don't know if it's a gender thing, if it is something women kind of use more than men specifically, but I feel like that is. Welcome back to USA Climbing's YETI Climbing National Championships. We are underway with the semifinal competition for the men and the women. Nora Chi, only top for the women so far on number 2, trying to figure out how to approach number 3. We haven't seen anyone have success on it. The same with men's number 3 has proven to be really difficult. Isis Rothfork, pretty nicely into women's number 1 at this point, easier than some of the other athletes we've seen so far. And to her right is Jacob Kellyanne.
The reason why the spin method is really nice on the first women's boulder is because you don't have to, you get to just try the jump without having to deal with this foot switch. It just sets you up so much better to have a real shot at the top. This is such a complicated body position to try to fit. Wow,
Ooh,
she
tried
made that
to
look really
stop.
good, though.
She did.
You know, just when we think we know
I
what
was
we're talking
gonna,
about,
yeah, right.
someone
I feel
comes
like
along
if
and proves
she
us wrong.
did slow it down enough, she could then get the little extra pop to go to the finish, and it could actually work.
Yeah, that was a really good attempt.
Evelyn trying to figure out how to get into that 10. Looks like she's having trouble finding the right foot position to really keep her locked into the wall a bit. I mean, it is a really bad pinch, so you definitely want to have some opposition.
Absolutely.
We're getting so close on this. Number 3 boulder, it's proving to be quite tricky.
Yeah, it's a hard move. Definitely a big test for the girls in that style.
Cruz Padilla trying to figure out how to make his way on these volumes and terrible little screw-ons that are attached to them for your feet. Not a lot of options.
Nice, Evelyn.
Yeah, it
That's
looked like
good.
she unlocked something there. Maybe, you know, she has been, it's hard to tell exactly, but it does seem like she's been getting on the wall a lot. So maybe a little break would be a good idea.
Yeah, it comes back to the tactics like we were talking about earlier.
And experience, too. I do think as younger athletes go, I do think they have a harder time taking time in between attempts as much as some of the more seasoned athletes do. I mean, they're just so excited. It's
Yeah.
really hard.
I think they're really eager to
Yeah.
prove themselves too in the open stage or the elite stage, and the experienced women are just more poised out on the mats, have that confidence that they need to take the time to rest, and they're not nervous about getting as many attempts as possible.
Totally agreed. There she goes.
Very strong.
Just got to get this bump move. Oh, her foot came off before she even bumped. That's definitely not going to be helpful.
Yeah, it's a really slippy foothold. You have to keep tension on it the whole time you're trying that move.
See if Isis can make something wild happen. She was super close last time. Oh, wow. That was pretty cool. Jacob Kellyanne getting up set to do this last move.
Whoa.
That
He
was
just jumped
interesting.
onto
I was
the
going to say he
foothold.
slowed it down a little too much. And we're going to move on to our next couple of climbers. After these ones get back to where they're supposed to be. Already so much impressive climbing happening. Not a lot of tops, though, similarly to the qualification round. And, you know, semifinals, historically the most difficult round of the competition. We don't always see as many tops in this round. Would be cool to see 4 from, I mean, maybe not even 4 from someone, but every boulder topped, right, by a person.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some really good efforts at the top of women's 1. We've had multiple tops in the men's round already. Multiple tops in the women's round already. I think there's a really good chance that we're going to see all the boulders get topped today.
Would be really exciting. Ella Fisher on the right. We've seen a lot of people get really close to that zone hold early in their attempts, which has been cool to see.
One thing that's interesting, too, about this competition, it's the first one I've been a part of where the qualification round, the athletes competed in a seeded order. So the best athletes came out first relative to their rank, and now they're coming
Wait,
out.
that's the first time you've seen that?
That's the first time I've been a part of a bouldering competition.
Oh,
I said
okay.
lead a lot more, but there's the first time I've been a part of a bouldering competition where they didn't just come out in a random order. They actually came out in an order that was relative to their standing in the season.
I think it's usually like that.
I said lead mostly.
That's true. Well, welcome to Boulder.
Nice. Yeah, that's nice.
The Boulder round of competition. It is nice because it gives the athletes who have the higher rank, they can get on the boulders before they get super chalky and grimy. I mean, that being said, I think Ellis Ernsberger was 70
Oh,
and
nice.
something, and he's into
We got another top in the second women's.
to the semifinal. Yep, that was just Cosmo Rothfork with So his sister Isis. Oh my gosh, wait, that's another set. I forgot. We have another set of siblings.
All the
Sorry,
siblings.
everybody.
Family sport.
The things that are important. Cosmo Rothberg with the top of men's number 1. Ella Fisher on the right, and to her left, Jackson Dendy, both on their final boulders of the round. This men's boulder proving to be super finicky. And Silver A. Sanders.
Oh, did you say the Sanders too?
Yeah, I did say the
okay.
Sanders. But I did forget the Rothbergs. I don't know what's wrong with me. And I saw them both earlier this morning.
Both Nikaya and Sobre have really improved a lot over the last couple seasons. Nikaya was looking so strong in qualifiers yesterday.
Her and Brooke Rabbit got equally close to women's number 3 in the qualification round, which was one of the hardest boulders of the round for sure.
Yeah.
Ella's so close to getting on it's that position, right? Especially from our camera view, I don't feel like it does it justice how blind it is to go to that hold, because they're so far into the wall, and the volumes where the holds are on, it blocks their view. So there's honestly quite a bit of luck to get there.
Yeah, the high-profile nature of the volume hides that hold well. The tape is kind of on the wall in such a way not to give that risk component, that precision or hidden nature away.
And for those of you who might be thinking, well, why don't they just put a tick mark? You can't do that. If you do a tick mark, your attempts are done. I hear people ask about, oh, do you want that ticked in the gym all the time? I'm like, we are not climbing outside. We don't tick mark in the gym. Unless a route setter specifically tick mark something, we don't do ticks in the gym, okay? It's messy. And also, brush off your ticks outside, everybody. Just a PSA.
Yeah, please.
Now, I will say for Ella, like, if you can somehow line things up a little bit with your eye line and the T-nut holes and stuff, I feel like that's kind of the best way to be as accurate as possible. But again, from that position, I don't know. I haven't been on the boulders, but I feel like that's really all you can do.
Yeah, you have to look for little visual cues where the screw holes are or the T-nut holes, little things that you can kind of try to help guide you through that experience. But really your best bet's just to keep the weight in your feet, keep shifting your hips over to get in the right position, and then
Silver Ray, so
close.
I was gonna say she is set up so nicely in her lower body position to really be able to kind of get that 1, 2, 3 to work for her. See if she can give it another. She does climb through the bottom pretty quickly, so she might be able to give it another attempt.
Yeah, and she's quite good at this style as well, the
also,
coordination style.
I feel like we should note she is 4'10" with a +1, one of the shortest athletes in this competition. So any of you athletes out there that are under 5 feet and you're feeling a little wary about competitions and whatnot, she's doing it. You can do it. Don't let your height keep you from wanting to be in these kind of competitions. It's definitely possible. Really cool to see.
She's pretty similar size as Brooke too, right?
Yes and no. I mean, Brooke's 5'2" with a +1/2 inch, so they are similar, yes, but she's much shorter.
Oh, wow. Okay. I knew that.
And unless she grew a little bit, but even so, I mean, that's a couple inches shorter, or a few inches shorter than Brooke. Brooke is, on the World Cup circuit, Brooke is generally the smallest.
Okay.
And Silver Ray has done some Pan Ams, and obviously Youth World Championships, but hasn't been as much on the elite World Cup circuit yet.
Kaylin Long is on Boulder 1. She's another Youth Worlds athlete who is really, really good in the slab style. She's very comfortable on her feet. Her body awareness is really good on the wall. Excited to watch her on this.
Yeah, this is her first time at Elite Nationals, so her first semifinal as well. She was 14th at Youth World Championships and 2nd at Youth Nationals in the boulder discipline. And then to her right is Landers Gidosh, also his first time at Elite Nationals and first semifinal. Again, we are missing there are some big names that didn't make it into the semifinal that we've seen a lot over the years, and lots of youth athletes that are at their very first Elite Nationals, Elite YETI Climbing National Championships.
Like her moving her right foot around in this is she's so comfortable.
She just did it so casually, but that's way more difficult and uncomfortable than anyone can. She's like, let me just brush my hair out of my face
exactly.
really quick, and then we're going to keep going.
She's just so comfortable in these positions.
And when I was talking to the head route setter, Nick Oklubja, earlier, he was talking about this round specifically really being about testing everyone. The boulders he described as more straightforward than yesterday, but also more difficult. So when an athlete is finding themselves on something that they're more comfortable in, like the test is, can you get it done when you need to get it done and it suits you? Because especially when we look at the World Cup circuit, that's what gets people into the next rounds oftentimes. It's like you did the boulder you needed to do. Not every boulder is going to be in your wheelhouse, but if you can get the ones done that are, that's likely what's going to make you more successful. And then over the years, just, working on those weaknesses and then making it so every boulder is your style.
Yeah, training your weaknesses, but also not forgetting about your strengths, making sure that you're just staying as well-rounded as possible. I mean, diversity is such a huge conversation in the route setting process. We're trying to make sure that the athletes are being tested in all different areas.
Kelly Leong really set up nicely. Oh, wow.
That
Oh my gosh.
is
Incredible.
crazy.
And a top for Kelly Leong. Amazing. I'm quite sure that was a flash for her.
Yeah, not surprised. Not surprised at all. She's so good at that style.
And just like that, she just came out and did the boulder that she needed to do. And with that, I'm going to thank you, Marshall Henderson, and for joining me in the booth. And we're going to bring in another route setter after, and we are going to go do a quick commercial break. Welcome back to YETI Climbing National Championships. We are well into the semifinal round of the boulder discipline, and I am now joined again by Jeremy Ho. Thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me back.
If you watched the lead competition the other day, he joined me during semifinals. So happy to have you back again. The boulder competition, not a lot of tops yet, but we are starting to get, I feel like we're getting a top like every fifth person at this point, which is, it's nice. Marshall and I were talking about how hopefully we see every boulder topped by someone, but only time will tell.
Yeah, it's definitely been a pretty rough round to start as far as the level goes, but we're starting to see some of the higher ranked athletes come out, and it seems like they're doing a little better on the boulders.
Yeah, we did just see Kaylin Leong flash women's number one, and pretty cool because she is one of the athletes that doesn't have as much experience on the elite circuit. She has lots of experience on the youth circuit, but this is her first nationals, YETI Climbing Nationals, and she just came into her first semifinal and flashed her first boulder. I don't know if you can do better than that.
Yeah, first top on the boulder, right?
Yeah, and the first top on that boulder as well, yeah. So someone should tell her that. If you're friends with her, that's a big deal.
Huge deal.
Great way to start the round.
She's also 15 years old. Or
Yes,
16?
yeah.
15
No,
or 16?
you're right. She is 15. She
Yeah.
is another one of the NTIs, so national team ineligible athletes, because she is 15, Evelyn Orton is 15, and KM Sulman is also 15. So they all can compete at this competition, but they won't be able to go to team trials, and they won't be able to compete at the World Cups, and that's why we are taking extra quota for the women and have 28 of them competing. But cool to see them excel, and nice for the other athletes to get a look at who they will be competing against next year for sure.
Yeah. The future's definitely really bright with those three.
Exactly. Declan Osgood looking better than we've seen most of the men on this boulder. Cool to see him be getting over there. And Helen Gillette on the left for the women. This is her first boulder of the round. And Charlie Barron on the right for the men. Charles Barron, but everybody calls him Charlie. So.
Or Chuck.
Or Chuck. I don't think I've ever called him Chuck. I just call him Charlie. But oof, a little bit too much power, honestly.
Yeah, he is going a little too fast.
Yeah, he needs to slow it down, or if he really wants to go so fast, go all the way to the zone.
Yeah. You almost pause on that first hold to like generate again.
Yeah, and we've seen it done a couple ways, so been really cool to see that. Helen Gillette in a really nice place. Now, Helen doesn't like the slabs as much as she likes the power, but I feel like she has done a really good job working on that in the last couple of years. Paloma Slowick trying to get out of this really blind spot for the women to get to that zone around the volume.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I'm interested to see some of the more seasoned competitors come out and see what they do there, because it seems like a lot of them are trying to reach for that zone hold rather than find a stable position to be able to move their body.
Yeah.
And their kind of hips are trailing behind them, so as soon as they reach out,
their hips are still
out.
too far away to actually make it work. And Helen had a finger injury earlier, or I guess late last year, and isn't 100% healed, but we were talking about it earlier, and she's healed enough, which is great. But yeah, it definitely makes it a little trickier to approach some of the boulders. Sometimes you have to either back off or just do things differently than you normally would in order to protect the injury that you're healing. But really cool to see her out here and trying hard.
Yeah, it's got to be frustrating to not be able to grab the hold how you want to.
Exactly.
Or really bear down on something.
I mean, nobody can plan injuries, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So timing's not great, but to be healthy enough to compete is always a win.
Yeah, and the way that the rank points are allocated this year, I mean, anything's better than nothing.
Yeah, it's important to participate in the competition at least to get some ranking points. And then hopefully, by the time we get to March for team trials, she's better.
In 2.5 weeks.
No,
like, where has February gone?
We're not going to talk about that part. It seems so much farther away. Let's pretend it is.
It does. Yeah. Definitely not prepared.
Charlie Barron trying to find the right amount of momentum to put into this boulder.
I think a lot of athletes are still seeing these like sort of lower body quarter moves as like super fast and like lots of generation, and sometimes they are.
Versus fast, slow, fast.
yeah, almost like go real fast, try to stall, and then go again. Regardless of the sequence, they kind of end in with the hands. That generation is really similar. They're starting to figure it out.
Yeah, and that kind of a movement too, I feel like obviously there's the intended way, but there also like is room to figure out just like another option always,
For sure.
right?
Yeah.
Which I think as an athlete, like that's exciting for you because every time you get on the wall, you're learning something.
Yeah, and I think from the setting perspective, people tend to we tend to hone in on like one way. And there's obviously like in the back of the mind that we know there's possibilities, and it's kind of cool. Like my favorite thing is seeing athletes break beta. I'm like, that's so cool that they did it that way. Like, wow, it was impressive.
Yeah, usually is something that you guys hadn't thought of necessarily because you've been working so hard on so many boulders, and sometimes it's easy too to get like, because you have an idea, right, to then focus on more of like what you're trying to get work versus like coming in and being like, oh, let me just be completely out of the box all of the sudden.
Yeah, with the blinders on a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of times you see it maybe, and you're like, oh, wow, I mean, cool.
If they do it that way, cool.
It's super cool. Yeah, it'd be really impressive.
And again, right, like most of the time, what they're doing isn't necessarily easier. It's just different. And a lot of times it's a lot harder. So like points for finding another way.
Yeah. If an athlete wants to take like a more secure but way more powerful or just physically more demanding path, that's fine for us because they're going to, in some ways pay for it after.
Definitely.
The body dollars.
The body dollars.
We only have so
Unless you're still under 20, then you're fine.
Right, yeah. Get a savings account.
Our first look at Jojo Chi on the left and Hugo Hoyer on the right. Second of the Chi siblings to come out today. We will see their brother Augie later. for the men's round. And Hugo Hoyer right on the wall, getting the idea of what he needs to do there.
Be interested to see if JoJo turns around. I don't think I've seen anyone
We haven't
do
seen any.
the
Yeah,
spin,
we were talking about that earlier. Definitely could be someone who sees that. I know Brooke and Natalia have both had that move before with the turnaround, so really will be interesting if they don't do it because they have had that move before.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see. I think, more often than not, that move gets set and people just match feet.
Yeah,
As we're seeing.
as we're seeing.
Yeah.
And right now we are also seeing Landers Gadash get out of that feet first jam with plenty of time. Nice attempt getting to the finish, so he has plenty of time to figure that out. Probably looking the best than we've seen anyone look there. And Joe Goodacre on the left side of her screen and Evelyn Norton on the right, sizing up their attempts at the fourth boulder. Oh,
Wow.
nice, Hugo. I will say I feel like that looked easier than it was. I feel like he had to really engage to stick that the way he did. I feel like I could see it on his face, but
You could see his body tremble a little
Yeah.
bit, and as his shoulder dipped out, he just had to fight to reel it in.
but it also somehow looked really easy. Oh, a slower approach here. That's a choice. It could work. It definitely, again, seems like more work.
Yeah, for sure. I think Hugo's one of those athletes that's worked immensely on his slab skills over the last couple of years.
Yeah, that's
it was
true.
definitely a deficit for him before, and he's really shown up and worked on his footwork.
So
I
now
don't
he's
know
going to
if
show it
it's
off here.
Advantageous here, though, yeah.
I will say sometimes it is tricky. Like I know for myself, I was always so quick to go into a dynamic movement versus a static. So then once I worked on static so much, sometimes I had a hard time deciphering between the two. And I feel like we just kind of saw that from him with that slower slab movement versus just again doing another coordination move.
Sure. Yeah. And it's the more secure path, right?
Yeah.
You're in contact with something at all times rather than just flying through space.
There's risks when you let go.
Yeah.
Jojo Chi having a good attempt, but not really in the best position to get through. Oh, finally,
there we
yes. That 1, 2, 3, Isis Rothborg nailing it on the women's number 3.
Aye.
Oh, it just looks like she underestimated that move a little bit. One more attempt, and I think she'll be able to figure it out. Back to Landers Gadash.
Yeah, that one's interesting at the top where Isis just fell. It seems like you can just float over to the black hole, but you really have to kind of lead with your hips and kick really quick. It's just kick back enough that you're ejecting from the wall as you go.
I agree. And we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with more action. Hugo again kind of looking for that static movement, and Isis quickly back up on women's number 3. Will she be able to figure it out this time? Oh, a lot better, but it's still a little bit off balance, and the momentum's just not right.
Yeah, you can kind of see her hips trailing behind. And
She needs to kind of throw them to the wall
Yeah.
versus
It's like a weird jump.
yeah,
and
it's like she's
square up.
trying to control it and then go into
Exactly,
the swing versus
exactly.
letting the swing take her and then sticking it with the
Exactly,
foot and getting the tension with the body afterwards.
Allows you to square the hips up to the foot you're kicking as well. Landers back up there.
Yeah, he's been the most comfortable that we've seen so far there. It'd be really cool to see him get a top here. Kaylin Leong on women's number 2. We've seen this one top before. She's struggling a bit, but she did flash number 1, so already has a top. Welcome back to YETI Climbing National Championships. We are in the semifinal round. Oh, Isis a little short there on that 1, 2, 3. Was up at the top a couple times as we might see Hugo finally try the. I bet he's like, why didn't I try it that way before? He's only tried it when he was rushed, but Boulder's been top, but not too many times. So
Yeah, a couple times. I wonder if Isis went face out on the jump.
I know
didn't see.
we never
Yeah.
saw her at the bottom. Actually, that's a good point.
It's definitely the easier method, but
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of the women try it a few times and then go back to face in. I'm gonna assume she did face out because the face-in hasn't looked that close for anybody.
Well, the face-in loads you up like a spring, so the second you jump, you come ejecting away from the wall.
Yep.
Whereas the face-out allows you to pivot over that right foot and like whip your hip around.
And then when you are face-in, it's like way too much legs swirling and twirling, pulling you off the wall afterwards.
Exactly.
Our next two athletes to step out, Ayaka Morita on the left for the women and Ellis Ernsberger on the right for the men. Ellis was in the lead competition, and then he also helped me commentate during speed finals, which was super fun. Silver Ray Sanders on women's number 3. Now, I will say, maybe face-in if you're shorter won't be as aggressive, but especially for the taller athletes, like that's just so many limbs pulling you off.
Yeah, the face-in when you're smaller, you can tuck into that corner a little bit better. But as you kind of saw with Silver, like when you face out, you whip and you kind of circle around the hold, and it allows your legs to swing past, and that's what creates that slingshot to come back around.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Charlie Barron
called
just
off.
getting called off. You see 4 pieces of tape at the start of every boulder, so all 4 limbs need to be touching, or 1 limb to 1 piece of tape, so you can't start until you have the right iteration of limbs to tape in order to officially start the boulder. If so, you get called off and you do lose that 0.1 for the attempt. So we don't want to do that because we already lose attempts sometimes for falling. So we want to.
It's so easy to forget, you know.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's such a high pressure environment. Even we saw Brooke fall start the boulder yesterday as well. It
Yep.
happens to everybody.
Helen Gillette quickly up on women's number 2. Definitely a boulder that would suit her
Yeah.
much better than number 1 did.
Definitely Helen's jam right here.
Hopefully the finger doesn't come into play in any way here.
She didn't see the high left foot, I guess.
I was going to say up there quick enough to make adjustments for the next attempt. And Charlie just hanging out in that jam, looking super comfortable.
Years of experience. with
Yeah,
this young
right.
man.
And he climbs outside a lot too. I feel like the athletes that climb outside a lot will be more comfortable in a boulder like this than maybe some who don't climb outside at all.
Yeah, and even just trends in
Yeah.
the competition environment, hand jamming and foot jamming and things. And we saw the Japanese do it a few years ago where they got shut down on hand jams and they went out and got
Did a
real
bunch
good
of
at-
them.
Oh, here we go.
Wow. Exciting to see. Cosmo. Yeah, I was going
Yeah.
to say, I'm pretty sure that's Cosmo.
Ooh,
Oh,
let's
just
go.
the Rothfork siblings really putting it
Yeah.
together on number 3. Let's see if he can make it happen. Oh, he still has plenty
Goodness.
of time. Might need to take a really long break.
Yeah, he should give
that's
it
a
one
lot
last
of-
go with
Yeah. like
45, 50 seconds left to go there.
agreed. A lot of energy.
That was
He
really
was
impressive.
10th at Nationals in 2024, which was the first time he made a final there, and that, I believe, was his very first Nationals, too, which is cool. And then at team trials, he was 10th, so still, quite new to the circuit at 17 years old,
Yeah.
but
This new
so
young
strong.
generation is.
I know.
Yeah,
They're insanely
it's
strong.
Crazy. Yeah.
Genevieve Walker on the right for the women, and on the left, Joshua Gerhardt. And we are back to men's and women's number 1 with Ayaka Morita trying to figure out those slow and steady moves on the slab as Helen Gillette is going. Oh,
Okay,
right hand.
interesting. Okay,
Interesting,
yeah.
Now you're going to have. Is she going to bump or is she going to have to match? I don't want to have to
Oh,
match that hole.
yeah.
Ugh.
A little mixed up. I wonder if it's
Ellis.
her. Is it her left hand that's hurting her?
I forget which hand it is, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah.
Ellis setting up for the jump here was nice and smooth through the bottom. Nice to see Ellis back in boulder competitions. Been consistently at and doing well in the lead ones, but took a little break from boulder. He had a knee injury some years back, and
I think it's still nagging him a bit.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it's been
but-
lingering for.
Ooh, so close, Silver A. But still nice to see that he feels good enough to be back
Yeah,
out
for
on the
sure,
boulders.
For sure. Another Dallas boy.
Oh, yeah. And another one with siblings. Merritt Ernsberger does the speed competition. So not in the same discipline, but man, Silver Ray getting super close too. Boulder number 3 for both the men and the women. Still not topped by anyone, but seeing some progress. So hopefully we see some tops later. Definitely exciting for the crowd. I mean, it's such like a fine line, right? But like nobody wants to see everybody do all the boulders. Like a flash round is never fun. It gets kind of boring.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then we don't want to see people not getting off the start. So we're kind of in a really sweet spot right now where we're getting tops, but people are having to work so hard for it. But I
Yeah.
think it keeps it really exciting for the crowd and for all the viewers at home.
It's definitely, Cosmo falling off that finish hold is giving the setters an idea of where the line is. Maybe somebody comes out and does do it, but it gives you a real good sense of where the field is at as far as level, their climbing level, and it'll give them a lot of information to make adjustments as necessary between semis and finals.
Yep, we love that. And with that, a first look at Quinn Mason on your left for women's number 1, and Wesley Smith on the right. We saw his brother Harrison at the top of the show.
Another set of brothers.
Yep. I think we have 4 sets of siblings, I think, in this competition today.
The Cheese, the Smiths,
The Rothforks.
the Rothforks, yeah.
And the Sanders.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I think it's cool. I like it.
It's awesome.
In the warm-up zone when I was talking to the athletes earlier, they didn't think it was as cool as I did, but I don't care. Maybe I'm just a nerd for stats.
They're probably also still young, and they're like, oh, well,
They were more interested in my Starbucks order because my drink was very interesting looking. Kaylin Leong setting up. Ooh, that looked pretty close. We've definitely seen more success with the face out method. Hugo Hoyer really quickly into this finishing movement. Just has to find the right
knee bar.
body position to get high enough to get to the finish hold. That move proving to be difficult. Left hand.
Interesting.
Yeah. Definitely seems like right hand might be a better choice.
This is kind of going for the.
Yeah, that was interesting. I
Little
haven't seen
mix-up,
as
yeah.
many people do that. Oof.
Yeah, getting crisscrossed applesauce on that hold allows you to. It's like the
Crisscross
opposite.
applesauce.
It's compression, but in like an unconventional hand orientation, right? So it allows the athletes to then like squeeze that volume and then move their feet. So it'll be interesting to see if she tries that again and see some success.
Quinn Mason taking another look. She had an aggressive fall yesterday from women's number 2. I guess she fell off the very top explosively and hit her nose with her hand and got a bloody nose. And she showed me this morning her hand was even bruised. I was like, oh
From
my
her face?
God. Yes.
Oh my God.
I know. It happened so quick. I didn't even see it happen. I just saw her post the video later, and I was like, oh, I thought you just got a nosebleed. I didn't know you literally
Punched yourself in the face.
Yeah, punch yourself in the face. Ouch.
Whoa.
Wow.
Okay.
Kaylin Leong. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay,
Okay. Get it.
Huh.
Wow. That was insane.
That was really cool. And she's not tall.
No,
Like, she had
she
to
is
fight for
not.
that.
I think
Come on.
she, I mean, I have it right here. I just gotta find it. I think in my mind she's, okay, 5 feet plus 1.
5. Yeah, that's pretty small.
Yeah. So Silver Ray's smaller than her, and then Brooke is 5'2" plus half an inch.
I think to your point earlier about being small in there, maybe she can get under the hole a little bit
Yeah.
sooner.
Yeah. That's the cool thing about climbing in general, right? And like just the different dimensions that we all have. There are always going to be moves that are easier and harder for somebody, but it's going to even out throughout the competition. So
Yeah,
I think that
absolutely.
that's really cool. Ugh. So close.
You saw Jacob there with the intended
Yeah.
beta for that sequence for the first time.
That
as well.
boulder's been stumping
Pretty
a
much
lot,
everyone.
basically everyone. It's been the most, well, that in number 3, but I guess Cosmo just got pretty far in number 3.
I think Boulder 4 has only
Oof.
seen one zone, right?
Knee mobility here with Quinn Mason and hip mobility. I see. Okay, I can't sit in my knees like that now. If I sit on my legs now and go to stand up, I get locked.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like how she's doing that right now. Oof.
Especially and on the dual text. Yeah, you gotta let out a little like.
Yeah.
If you're,
Oh, and we've got Wesley. Oh, trying to do that Hugo Hoyer method
interesting.
of going more static. Oh, Hugo with the right hand that time. That was a good attempt.
Well, okay. I mean, I
This
guess
could
if
work.
he could
This
bring
seems
his foot
so
up,
much harder,
yeah,
though.
It does.
Because then you're like having to do some sort of pistol squat or like here and then get your foot back on. It's definitely doable, but
Yeah.
the jump itself doesn't seem nearly as difficult.
Definitely more risky.
But also so quick. It's like
Mhm.
risky, but like you can get right back on. And those kind of boulders, I feel like generally, people take more attempts than a more static boulder. So
Yeah, 100%.
not as much fear around the risk of your score with the 0.1 for every attempt. 0.1 deduction, that is. Nice to see some of our sponsors flash down there. The North Face Kodiak, True Blue. Intermountain Health, Walltopia, YETI. Thank you to our sponsors. Can't do this without you. And our next set of athletes coming out for their attempt at the semifinal boulders. On the left of your screen, we have Lucy Duncan. And on the right, we have Patrick Daly. Both of them, this is their first YETI Climbing National Championship. Both of them very active. On the youth side, Patrick Daly was the 2025 Youth National Champion in his category. And as was Lucy Duncan in her category. So that's cool. 2 youth national champions in boulder climbing at the same time.
Lucy did pretty well at Youth Worlds as well, right?
Yes, she was second
That's
at
pretty-
Youth World Championships.
pretty
I
good.
would say that's pretty good. I don't know. I would say that's very good.
Yeah, second in the world. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's only her second time at Youth World Championships, so it's pretty impressive.
She was going through for a step through method there,
Yeah.
which could definitely work as well. Maybe a little less secure than the turnaround, and it puts you in the right foot sequence for the end, or I shouldn't say the right, but an easier foot position for the end.
Well, we've had so much action, lots of close calls getting to the top, and we will have more for you after this commercial break. And Ellis Ernsberger setting up for the top here. We've seen a lot of people in that position, but no one's really figured out how to get enough, like high enough and then create enough generation to get to that finish hold.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of people pull up and get their hips up high and then losing the tension to the foot, and the foot picks.
Exactly. Patrick Daly trying to get that momentum started. Ooh, wow. That was really good.
Really impressive.
Save.
Quick thinking.
Welcome back to the YETI Climbing National Championships. We are in the semifinal round of competition in the boulder discipline. On the right of your screen, Silver Ray Sanders on her final boulder of the round. And on the left of your screen right now, we have Lucy Duncan on her first boulder of the round.
Oh, going for low road.
We've seen a couple people do this, and it's worked a little bit. Again, I think it's one of those things where it's creating so much more stress on the body.
Gosh, my knee hurts watching
And in
this.
fact, I don't actually know if anyone's gotten out of that position. Patrick Daly quickly back into the zone. He was here moments ago. We'll see if he can figure out how to finish this off. Oof.
Ooh.
Just looks like he underestimated the momentum and trajectory that he kind of needed to get there, but totally enough time to fix that.
Looked like he changed up his foot sequence a little bit too. He kind of right-left on the first volume and then tried to step again. Whereas before, I think he did the step through.
Back to Ellis Ernsberger on men's number 2. He's been able to find his way out of this feet first jam before, but wasn't able to get to that finish hold. See if he can figure it out this time.
Going back to it again.
Patrick just overshooting that palm press. It's weird because you need just like the right amount of momentum, right, to kind of be underneath that finish hold so that the palm is just so natural that you fall into it, and then honestly
Yeah.
just kind of flex your muscles into it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You don't want to
just-
have too much momentum.
Become a statue.
Yeah, you're just like,
Well-
oh, freeze.
Well, a lot of them are running at the finish hold and not up and then over.
Yes.
So like going up and again, like back, we're talking about like those the timing and the speed of these quarter moves. That whole boulder kind of revolves around this like go fast to go slow, and then to go fast again.
Yeah,
so-
fast, slow, fast.
Yeah. You gotta get slow to go fast. You gotta get fast to go slow.
Ayaka.
Something.
Looking like she might take one more attempt. I mean, if she's trying to get to the zone, that's not a bad idea. Gotta go fast, though. We're almost out of time. If you are paying attention to the scores, a little bit ago, an official determined that a judge gave an incorrect zone to Annika Shoemaker on women's number 4 and also to Isis Rothfork on women's number 2. So if you saw their scores changes, that is their scores change. Jeez Louise. That was a lot of S's that were unnecessary. But that is why. That is the explanation. So if you're like, what is going on? There you go.
Yeah, if you're not familiar, I guess the judges or an appeal can be filed, and scores can be retroactively reviewed and altered after the fact.
Yes, and obviously, like, so thankful for all our volunteers and our judges, but obviously the official judge has the final say on things if things weren't done.
JoJo really close with stopping on that intended paddle as well.
On your left of the screen, Chloe Koskoy. Wow, I said that totally weird. Chloe Koskoy.
It was a combination of Costco and
Chloe.
Costco.
We use it Chloe Koskoy. We do that as a joke sometimes. But Chloe Koskoy on the left and Sergey Lochno on the right for their first attempts at women's number 1 and men's number 1, respectively.
It's not exactly Sergey's style he's known for here, but he's doing pretty good.
I was going to say he's taken some good attempts so
Yeah.
far. He definitely
He's learning.
understands the assignment.
Yeah.
He just needs to execute. And on the right of your screen, Quinn Mason
Ooh.
and Wesley Smith. Wesley a little bit stuck in that feet first jam. See if he can figure it out in another attempt. Chloe being very patient and making really good choices on number 1 right now. Definitely one of the more powerful climbers.
But she's been spending a lot of time in
I
France.
was going to say, though, she is living, her and Brooke Rabbits, who are living in France right now, so maybe getting some more slab climbing in, going to Fontainebleau when it's not raining. Because she is looking better than I've ever seen her look
Ooh.
on the slabs, honestly. Sometimes she can rush them, so.
Yeah, she's definitely been known as like one of the burly power climbers. But
Plenty of time to get back up there, figure it out. Got,
Landers on the slab here.
yep,
See if he-
Landers. Like
For
that.
such a young athlete, he's a really, really intelligent climber.
Yeah,
Really
he's
cool
made
to
some
watch
really
him
good
climb.
decisions. It's
Yeah.
cool to, again, it's like, I mean, you've probably seen him climb more than I have specifically, just in youth competitions and whatnot, because you frequent those more than I do. But these days, I used to when I coached all the time, but now I don't. So cool to see him out here and like getting a sense of like what his style is, what his strengths and
For sure.
weaknesses are. Like,
Also a Youth Worlds, I don't know if podium, but pretty good
oh,
ranking as well.
I can tell you, I have it here. Oh, Sergey, really nicely done there. Finding that right momentum. See if he goes with that dynamic movement to the top.
I think he's
Yes,
gonna go
Landers
fast.
was 5th at Youth World Championships, so no podium, but in the final.
Yeah, pretty good.
Again, I'd say very good.
Yeah.
Pretty good's like semis or
yeah.
like making it to Youth Worlds.
Yeah, making it to Youth Worlds is
Pretty good.
pretty good.
Pretty good. Or good.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Semis is like very good. Or okay, pretty good is making it. Very good is semis. No, good is semis. Very good
Yeah,
is
there we go.
finals and
We got
podium.
there. Yeah.
Champions. Champions. Hugo Hoyer trying to figure out this men's number 3, super burly climb, straightforward power, just flash you back to the early 2000s and 90s if you were alive then watching climbing.
PCA
Most of you
boulders.
probably weren't, but it's fine. We were there. Okay, maybe not the 90s for me, but the early 2000s. JoJo Cheese setting up. Oh, beautiful. So now I'm like, maybe some of the other people have done it face in and we just haven't seen it.
Yeah. I think JoJo's super flexible and she's
Yeah.
very small. So
She is, so
getting tucked in
it
there's
would be
probably
better
a
for
little
her.
bit, yeah.
Granted, I guess we did see Silver Ray do it face out, and I would have thought maybe face in for her, but
JoJo had a pretty decent ankle injury last season.
yeah, you can see she has a brace on.
Yeah, from a quarter move, first move quarter move from Canada, and the Canadian NACS. So I wonder if she's being a little protective.
Sergey Lochno with the
Whoa.
top there for men's number 1. That'll be great for his round, especially because like this is the style that he's maybe not as, or maybe not as high up in his wheelhouse. So always good when you can do the boulders that don't suit you as much. I think Chloe's probably checking to see
If they
if
gave
her
it to her,
score,
yeah.
if she got the 10 zone.
I'm interested to see if they did.
Me too. It's literally what I'm looking for right now. My scores are updating quite slow, so I don't 100% know. But when I find
Refresh.
out,
They did give it
They
to her.
did give it to
Wow.
her. And honestly, it might not. Maybe she very well could have gotten it before when we weren't on her camera. Like camera wasn't on her
right.
too. So, because it says on her 5th attempt. So, and I almost feel like that was more than 5 attempts, but. We only see what you guys see on the screen. Except we are in this lovely fishbowl here. We are at High Point Climbing and Fitness in Orlando, Florida. A beautiful new gym here. And it has a really cool kids area. And that is where our booth is located. There's a pirate ship, not gonna
And
lie.
an octopus.
And an octopus, slides, it's great. And there are windows all around us. So we can see boulders 3 on 4. Well, I guess it's just 3 and 4 for both the men and the women. So we can actually see those. Otherwise, we can't see anything.
But it's just the tops of people's heads.
Yeah, lots of people's heads. Natalia Grossman on the left for the women, and on the right for the men, Simon Hibbler. Oh my gosh, Natalia. Almost said Nathaniel. Natalia.
Making quick work here,
Yeah. Quickly into women's number 1. Now, if you follow her on Instagram, she has talked about the fact that she is nursing a shoulder injury currently. So definitely having to be intentional about the decision she makes out there, because important for her to compete in this competition to make the national team, as we've already iterated that the ranking and the points you get from your rankings are really important. But she also doesn't want to hurt herself further.
Yeah.
So
I would assume that her the coaching staff have probably told her, if it hurts, don't.
Oh, yeah.
Don't push it.
And
Oh.
our amazing PT for USA Climbing, Zach DiCristino, is here, and he was already working on her right after the qualification round
she had
yesterday.
ice
I will
pack on her
say,
shoulder.
qualification round was quite, unfortunately, right shoulder intensive for her. Not the best scenario, but I'd say today should not be as bad. I think she'll feel better about maybe some of the body positions.
Yeah. I guess depending on kind of what part of the shoulder's bothering her.
Yeah, I think
I
she
don't really
has
know
like
much about it.
a slightly dislocated shoulder, like a semi-dislocated shoulder, which is
Whoa.
a wild. It's
Yeah.
funny because from gymnastics, like I just remember shoulder dislocations fully, right? Like you can't the moves are too aggressive.
Yeah.
But you can see how it would happen in climbing.
Yeah.
Subtle
I've had-
movements.
Yeah, I had both my shoulders separate last year.
Yeah.
Not fully dislocated, but it was
Yeah.
kind of like the AC joint can loosen up and you just get a little.
Yeah, it's
fun.
wild. And we haven't seen Natalia compete. We saw her. Oh, no, we didn't see her in lead. She did not do lead. And I think it's funny because I think most people would be like, oh, shoulder injury, you don't want to do lead. But actually, it's because in Boulder, you have multiple like climbs to get on, and you can choose if you want to commit to a move or not. Whereas in lead, you don't really have a choice. You're on
Yeah.
the wall or you're off the wall. So it does make more sense. I remember Zach Gala some years ago did the same thing. He just did Boulder when he had a shoulder injury. Oh, Lucy
Yeah,
Duncan
you can be
getting really
selective with
close.
the points you score.
Yeah, exactly. So We haven't seen her at a nationals in Boulder since 2020, where she was national champion, because she's been pre-qualified in the last years because she's
Yeah.
been absolutely dominating on the World Cup circuit and was also at the 2024 Olympics,
Yeah, it's
where
crazy.
she placed 11th.
Some of the athletes, Brooke just won her first
First
ever national championship. You're like, whoa.
Ever. Yeah, never won in
Yeah.
Boulder or lead. And,
Yeah.
and
But
Colin
has,
just
like-
won his first lead. He'd won Boulder before, but not lead. And I talked about this the other day on the broadcast. Ooh, nicely done by Simon Hibbler. People see names and see their accomplishments, and
Yeah.
they just assume, oh, they've for sure been national champion at some point. But
Yeah.
it's not always the case. And everybody's journey is different. You don't have to be a national champion to then be an Olympic medalist. It can
Yeah.
happen without the first.
Brooks was Olympic
Olympic-
medalist and then national champion.
Exactly. Now Nathaniel was like 4-time Boulder national champion and then Olympic medalist, but yeah, there's no specific course for one to take that success. So
Yeah. All
don't
the
be
up-and-coming kids, yeah.
discouraged if things aren't happening the way you think they're supposed to. Good attempt there from Natalia. It looks like she was a little low. Honestly, she's not going to try it again, and I think that's probably a good idea. But it does seem like a method maybe closer to what Kaylin did would be better, just from security for the
Yeah,
shoulder shake,
for sure.
shoulders sake, shoulder shake.
Well, I don't think she wants to shake the shoulder.
No,
on that one.
definitely no shaking the shoulder.
You could kind of see her body language as she was flying through. She was like, I don't know. She hesitated a lot, and it's probably out of protection.
I will say it is incredibly difficult for so many reasons to compete when you are injured. The first being you're so used to giving 110%, so to dial it back is really hard just from a mental standpoint. And then on top of it, you're constantly trying to climb differently from how you intuitively move because you're having to protect something,
For sure.
right?
Yeah.
And I will say, like, the bigger joints probably harder, right, than the fingers. I feel like, I mean, they're still difficult, but we can
Right.
kind of move around them a little easier and like not grab certain things or grab them different ways. Whereas the rest of your body, like the shoulders, the knees, abs, neck, like there's only so much you can do, and then it's like kind of awkward and just so different from how you would naturally move.
Yeah, I mean, you can like immobilize a finger, or not immobilize, but you can like support it really well, or you can just not use it.
Yeah,
You can just climb back three.
Yeah.
A little B team action. you're fine.
100%. I mean, a little harder in a competition, but
But doable.
doable. Yeah, for sure.
There's no B team for the shoulder.
Shoulders are scary, man.
There's JoJo. With this
I was
smart
going to
beta.
say JoJo is farther than we've seen anybody on screen, at least.
Ooh.
Beautiful. Plenty of time to get back up there. Sergey.
all pretzeled up.
I was going to say this kind of climbing suits him much better than the first boulder,
Yeah.
as he's already quickly into, and
Endurance is an issue for him.
yeah, never an issue. Looking so relaxed. I don't think
Oh,
I've ever
God.
seen anyone do a heel there.
Yeah, a little nervous. Looks like he cammed in there quite a bit.
Our next athletes out, Gwyneth Noller on the left, and the last of the Chi siblings,
Yeah, he took
Augie Chi, on the right. By last, I mean the last one in this competition. They do have a fourth sibling, just not here competing today.
She is here, though.
Yeah, just not competing. I do
The
love
Chi
it so
clan.
much. Yeah, it's like such a family affair. It's great. Gwyneth Noller really staying calm, cool, and collected here as she tries to figure out how to get over to that other volume. We've definitely seen this done in, I feel like, often very similar iterations, but a little bit different. And with that, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with more semifinals action. Hugo Hoyer back up on men's number 4, his final boulder of the competition, trying to figure out how to get through these volumes.
Yeah.
It's like Tetris.
I think it's like running through a maze in the dark. It's pretty confusing.
Wow, that is scary. I wouldn't want that. It's so hard on volumes like that and with those terrible screw-ons. It's like you can find one position that feels good, and then you
Right,
like
but
can't
moving.
get out of
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
Or you do, but you've like been in one position for so long you forget how you did that. Wow, that was beautiful from Augie. So fluid, so
Yeah.
flowy.
Augie's really good at that style.
Yeah. I'm surprised he's trying to go static here.
Same. But
Welcome back to USA Climbing's YETI Climbing National Championships. Just on your screen a second ago was Augie Chi right before he topped, and it looks like he is going to get a top there. First boulder as his sister,
Yeah,
JoJo
next
Chi,
top
is
as
looking
well.
like she
Yeah.
might get a top here as well. This would be the first top of this boulder for the women, and her first top of the round. And
Come on.
so far, this has been a low topping round, so a top here really does put you in contention for the final. Let's see if she can make it happen. Being very patient, and she's gonna do it.
Double
Top
chi
for
tops.
JoJo. Yeah, double cheat tops. I love it. Chloe Koskoy also getting pretty close up there. Choosing to go right hand, which we've seen a couple athletes try previously, but having to match that last like slopey pinch is not ideal, as Sergey Lochno is eyeing up the finish. Going left hand, we've seen athletes go left and right hand. Nobody able to stick it yet, unfortunately.
does seem like left hand is the way.
Really?
Seems like it, the way he's loaded up for
The
it.
way he was loaded up, yeah. I
Yeah.
like looking at it and seeing some of the other athletes, it looked like they would be closer on right hand, but for him, I agree, like that position, left hand does look more doable. He does seem to have a really good vice grip on that pinch
Yeah,
too.
yeah, he's like laid back
He's
and perched
very
high.
strong hands.
But that's it also, as soon as he pulls up, his foot is sliding
The finish hold isn't terrible though,
off. No, it's really good.
so could be doable.
You stick with it.
Yeah, I mean, he got back up
Oh.
there fast. All right, and it looks like all the athletes are off the wall, and we're going to start moving to the next couple of athletes to come out on number 1 for the women and number 1 for the men. You see those athletes that are going to that very far end come out just a little bit earlier so they can run all the way.
It was
But
really funny to watch the officials team doing that run, and timing it the day before the comp.
Yeah, I bet. And at least like now that the athletes did it in qualification, they know what
Yeah.
to expect. Because I was talking to Adrian Akiko Clark, and she was like, I just felt like I was so like lost out there. Like I didn't know where I was going. Like I was running. She's
They
like,
did have a map drawn for him. in the
okay, well
back.
that's fair. But
So-
even so, sometimes the map, the scale, like you
For
just
sure.
don't
Yeah, yeah,
understand,
yeah.
right? Like I think, and the whole place was covered during lead, so nobody saw it.
Yeah.
But it was just funny. And also, like, the nerves of qualifiers. It's a
look
total
at
thing.
Vail
But she was
immediately
just
up there.
funny. I mean, I am not surprised. He is so good at this kind of movement. I
Oh.
wish we could have seen how he did the beginning. I think that's a flash for
flash,
Vail
yeah.
Everett. You're
It's gotta be.
defending national champion, Vail Everett.
Yes.
Just to remind everybody.
Yes.
We also saw him in the lead competition a couple days ago, as was Alexandra Inglaterra, who was to the left of him on women's number 1.
I imagine the reigning national champion position has got to put a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah, and it's interesting because in the lead event we didn't have any, or not any, but we didn't have the defending women's national champion because Melina decided not to do lead. So that was like interesting to have it so wide open for the
Right,
women
right.
specifically. And then Cruz ended up not making semifinals, so then the final was open again for everybody. So it's cool to have both defending national champions in this competition today. Simon Hibbler on the left, Natalia Grossman on the right. Oof. Just trying to get into those positions. Simon,
This last move was definitely Simon's jam.
I was going to say 6 feet with a +6. So talking about getting high up there, like he might not need to get as high as other people because his arms are so long.
Looks like he's going to go left hand as well.
Oh, the closest we've seen for
Yeah.
sure.
He had his fingers on it.
Yep. Alexandra Inglaterra on the left, or on the center of your screen on women's number 1. If you watched the lead competition the other day, she was 3rd. It's really exciting to see her. Not the youngest, but one of our younger athletes for sure, 17 years old from Denver, Colorado. Really cool to see how she's been doing. Back to Lucy Duncan
Ooh.
on women's number 3, figuring out what she needs to do.
I wonder how many of the athletes in semis right now are under the age of 20.
Most
Like
of them.
teenagers. Yeah.
Just from like a quick
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
off the top of my head, the majority of them are, I
It's
would say, 20 and under.
Definitely easier to count the ones that are over. than
Yeah.
under.
And crazy to think that someone like a Brooke and Natalia are now like 24,
Yeah,
right? They
they're-
still, to me, seem like they're 20. You're like,
sure.
how are you 24?
They're like the elder competitors.
Yeah. Time flies.
Yeah.
Natalia Grossman back up on women's number 3. Just trying to figure out what she needs to do. You know, Natalia's another one, like I was talking about earlier, about people having specific placements on their resume. It's funny to think that before she was national champion in 2020, her best result was actually 13th at nationals. So
Wow.
she hadn't even made
That's
a
a big
final,
jump,
and
yeah.
then she jumped to national champion, and then from there she really just jumped to like World Cup champion. So
Yeah.
I just love to see those kind of stats, just because I think it helps normalize that there are just so many ways you can get to a certain level.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't all. I think people have a time cap on how long they have to get somewhere.
And Natalia put in a lot of work and a
Oh
lot
my
of effort
gosh.
from a very young age.
Yeah. No, I mean, before that she was, super successful in youth nationals.
Mhm.
But again, I don't think she was ever youth national champion.
I don't think so.
So
either. Yeah.
Simon trying to figure out how to get back up there. Looks like he a little bit out of gas from that
Yep.
previous
Yeah.
attempt. Again, one of those boulders you don't want to do too many times because it is so taxing, making a good decision to take a step back. Natalia getting in a position we've seen her in before here. See if she can. She's having trouble getting over to that cheetah hold. Ayaka Murati coming off where we've seen a lot of the athletes struggle. We've really only seen JoJo Chi successfully get through that section. It's Ellis Ernsberger trying to get through a maze in the dark with no GPS.
And blindfolded.
Carrying 25 pounds.
Yeah, that top in on number 4 for JoJo was pretty crucial, putting her in first place.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And already having Kaylin Leong in second place right now. We do still have like quite some athletes to come, but let's see, 1, 2.
Yeah, there's a lot more women left to go.
Yeah, because we have those extra quota spots. And I think where she is, I think she should be okay to then create another quota spot for finals. So I'd have to count again, but
For
kind of hard to
JoJo.
count with all the action. And with that, we're moving into our next athletes on women's number 1, Adriana Kiko Clark, and on men's number 1, Benjamin Hanna, but we call him Ben.
Big Ben.
I told in our little info sheet, it was like, do you have a nickname? He said his was Benifer. It's not, but he was just being silly. Good sense of humor, though.
And another one of the elder competitors.
I know, which
at
still,
the ripe
again,
age of 26
I
or
was
whatever.
going to say, it
he
blows
is.
my mind still, because like I remember being at like World Championships in Paris with him, and he was like, I don't know, 17 or something.
Yeah.
So forever 17 in my mind,
Totally. Ben won his first, not national championship, but national level event last year.
Yeah, team trials
Yeah.
in 2025. He'd been in finals many a time. It was interesting because he was one of those athletes that it was like a while to get that breakthrough into finals, and then
Yeah.
he was like consistently in finals, and then that breakthrough to the podium. Quinn Mason moving quickly through women's number 4. This kind of climbing, like the first one, definitely a style that she's good at. So I was a little surprised that she was having so much trouble on the first one. See if she can get a top here. It would put her in a much better position for finals contention. Even getting to the zone, though, early on, I mean, I believe on her first attempt, or maybe not. I'll have to see. These scores are refreshing so slowly for me. Yes, on her first attempt. So that's even big because the 10 points there.
I wonder if she's hesitant. The T-net rules. They can't intentionally
Yeah.
grab. And
Yeah, it
that
is a
volume
weird,
does have-
that volume, because it's just full of T-nuts. You're trying to be really careful to not even accidentally grab them, right?
They actually have infills in the
Oh.
T-nets. So I think a lot of the athletes are like, oh, don't grab. So they're being cautious about where they're putting their hand, and not realizing that they can actually kind of just slap around on that thing.
Okay. That would be, it would make you nervous. You don't want to get like called off.
Yeah, exactly. And it's specialty import from our British friend
Oh.
that makes them. So
That's
he brought them
cool.
with him.
When Mason back up right into that 10 zone. It would be really, really big for her to get a top here. It'd put her in a really good position. So if she can make it happen, maybe slow it down and
Yeah.
take a little break, give it another really good go. Ben Hanna getting nicely into that zone as Adrian and Kiko Clark tries to find the right body positions to stand up here on women's number 1. I feel like this kind of move is something Ben is good at, but he's kind of hesitant on how he wants to approach it right now.
It almost looks like he's looking down at the volumes below him, like he's nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
The good thing is like,
What?
you can rest there. Oh no. I mean, not to say this won't work. We just have not seen it work yet, this static way, and it does seem so much harder and so much harder on the body.
Yeah. Really surprised that Ben's trying this.
Me
even.
too.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you.
Huh.
Again, sometimes people really want to go over that more what they see as secure method
Yep.
rather than dynamic.
For sure.
Even if it is harder. But honestly, he's making it look better than anyone else has so far, though I do think for the finish move
Yeah, getting over there,
trajectory, it
yep.
might be kind of awkward. Ooh, but
Okay.
this could
A little
change
display
it.
of flexibility.
Yeah. His,
Ooh.
ooh.
He needs
I
Jesse's
applaud this
flexibility.
effort. Ugh,
He's spending so much time and energy, though.
I know. I just kind of wish he had tried at the. Okay.
Alright.
Okay. Quinn Mason back at the end of women's
Yeah.
number 4. Oh no, Ben, get back on there. Try it dynamically. Let's see if we
He
can
was
see a
probably bit
second
tired
top.
now.
I know. I agree. On the left of our screen, got. I believe that's Wesley.
86.
Oh no, that's. Is that late? Is that? Ah.
Wesley Smith. Yeah.
What is
86,
it?
yeah.
Wesley Smith. I thought it was Wesley. Okay.
They all dress the same.
I
now.
was
It's hard
gonna
to
say
tell.
I've seen this shirt 3 times, and I was like, I think it's this person,
Yeah.
and then I was like, wait a minute, is it? You guys gotta stop wearing matching clothes, please. Ben's gonna have to move, but if he chooses,
Okay.
he can move quickly. Adrian too. Oh, just short
Oh,
Adrian
Ben.
and Ben. Oh my gosh.
You can see he's mad.
Oh yeah.
He knows.
Oh, and the other boulders have not been topped. Not to say that he can't top them, but it's nice to have that security because this round, the other boulders have not
Hard.
seen a lot of action at the top, honestly.
Yeah.
Just a little bit on number 2, and then Cosmo on number 3, and then nobody on number 4. I mean, of course they don't know that because they've never seen any of the boulders. But
Somebody got zone number 4, right? I thought I saw somebody
but
over there.
still, like, just zone. They didn't.
Oh,
They weren't
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
attempting to finish at
No,
all.
not even close,
They
yeah.
were like, yeah, somebody did get zone, and I forget who it was, but we did definitely see that. What number?
Charlie.
4? Oh, Charlie, yeah, and
Oh.
Declan.
Declan was who I was thinking.
I
of, but yeah,
me too.
it's
I don't
cool
think we
got it,
saw
yeah.
Charlie. I think we only saw Declan. On your screen right now, Annalise Van Hong on her first attempt of women's number 1. If you watched the lead competition, you saw her compete the other day. And over these last couple of years, you have seen her compete and be in a lot of the finals. She was second in the league competition the other day. Natalia Grossman setting up for the jump here, choosing to go face in to start. Looks like she's stuck.
Oh, trying to
Oh.
stop. No, yeah. Pretty close.
Probably going to try that again that way, but we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back with some more attempts. Lucy Duncan
Ooh.
trying to find that right body position there. It's Natalia Grossman. Nice. Oh,
Ooh.
I was going to say that regrip looked good, but then it actually kind of shot her off a bit.
Yeah, if her shoulder's anything like mine was last year, anything that's thumb in over the head is like really, really painful.
Ugh.
I don't know. I have no idea what she's actually dealing with, but I feel like any kind of separation is often that exposed shoulder position is going to hurt a lot more.
Lucy Duncan really trying to go dynamically into that shoulder section as Simon Hibbler trying to work out that campus over.
Yeah, that boulder seems like it's definitely a bit of a gamble, or it was a gamble.
Natalia Grossman back on the wall.
Oh.
Ugh. In fact, with the shoulder, it might even be better to just keep going,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, for sure.
Annalise trying to figure out what she needs to do. And we are done with the men coming out. That's why no one's climbing next to Annalise right now, because we only have 23 men competing and 28 women. So Annalise will not have a climber going through the round with her, and neither will the rest of the women coming out, because we have more women than the men competing today.
That's right. That's why it seems like there's so many more. It's 28, and then
yeah.
no Bob Dylan.
Well, and
so.
at first I was like, where is that person? I was like, oh, we're done. That's why. Ben Hannon was the highest seeded man. I just forgot because there's so much going on. Yep. See, I feel like
she's
keeping.
starting to think of it,
Yeah, right. Because without her shoulder being in pain, I bet she could stop there.
Yeah.
But that's just too much.
Yeah, 100%.
And at least that third hold is probably the best one
Yeah, it's jump.
to land on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So even
It's,
better.
it's blocked, so you have to like that hold in particular. You have to kind of
Accuracy.
roll back into pretty deep, but it's a good hold.
Lucy Duncan and Patrick Daly.
Seeing the heel toe cam.
Yep.
That heel toe cam really allows you to like lock your hips into place and like surge over to the hold.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you arrive, we see a lot of athletes go with the right foot on the black jib to go.
Mhm.
And as soon as they arrive at the handhold, their
Then
foot
they-
picks because
yep.
they've got nothing to
And the
shift
heel
their
toe
weight
cam
over.
kind of keeps you in.
Yeah, allows you to kind of like lock your hips in place and reach over.
Such an uncomfortable bit of movement there.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to see if anyone really, I mean, aside from the few people we've seen get to the zone, but even after that, if they can figure out how to get past it. Natalia Grossman back
And
on the
the top's
wall.
not easy.
Yeah. See if she can keep it going. Oh,
Oh.
so close. It's a lot of moves before even getting a zone. Patrick Daly back on the wall. Another
There we go.
athlete who
Yeah.
this is his first time at YETI National
Ooh.
Championships.
He was doing the right thing there.
Oh, Natalia just coming off again.
You can see her rotating that shoulder there a little bit.
With that, we're going to move on to our next couple of climbers. Again, no more men coming out for the first boulder, but we still have a few more women to come. But we will still see the men continuing through on the other boulders of the round.
You can see the body language of the athletes. They look defeated when they're coming off, and they're not quite realizing that the scoreboard looks like it does.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's doing much.
Our first look at Khadija Magali Sulman, also known as KM. That's what everyone calls her. And for the rest of the round, I will be calling her KM as well. Another one of the national team ineligible athletes competing here. So if she does make it into the final, we'll be taking extra quota to the final round of competition. Just 15 years old.
It's really weird to me that she's only 15. I've set regionals for her for a long time.
Oh, yeah, 'cause she's
So
from California.
Yeah. A lot of these athletes, actually. And
Yeah.
they're like, oh, well, she's been climbing and competing for so long. She's got to
No,
be
I
an adult.
know.
And she's still
Nope.
15 years old. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
still not even old enough for the World Cup circuit.
Yeah.
I know.
But another one of those athletes
Well,
that has
the
a
very
bright
first
future.
CD festival, back when it was the CD age grouping, I coached her at that. And so she wasn't even old enough for youth nationals yet.
Yeah.
And I was like, and now she's here.
Yeah, and she was good then, too.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
Yeah.
They were doing like bat hangs and like it was
Yeah.
it was cute. It was a fun time. Good times. Sergey Lochno. Now it'll be interesting to see if he figures out a way to get through this. I could see him coming up with something for sure.
Sure, and just with his sheer tenacity and strength.
Oh my gosh, sheer tenacity. That is so spot on.
Yeah.
That is the best way to describe him.
Yeah.
And KM had a really good qualification round as she's high up in the standings here as she's coming
She
in.
got fourth? She was in fourth, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
from the qualification round. like you said, been climbing for so long.
Yeah.
Just on the youth side mainly.
She's
Looking comfortable.
thinking about it.
Yeah, she's like, do I
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
step through or do I match my feet?
Oh, there we go. Going low road. It's just so
There's-
counterintuitive to turn around and
It
climb it, you
is.
know? Like,
It is. That
even
looked
though
really
it's scenic.
nice.
Yeah, she was
And
really scenic.
I-
she's standing on the no-tex.
I was going to say, I'd like to note that she was standing on the no-tex. It looks like super casual, but it's a lot harder than you think. And you also just have to have really good footwork, but also like be confident in your foot placement.
Yeah.
Adrian,
Oh.
just not figuring out how to hold that swing. Ben Hanna trying to work his way through that feet first
Cam is just
section.
chilling.
Yeah. I always say jam, but jam and cam are really the same thing. But cam is what you use. You put a cam in the wall.
Yeah.
I guess toe cam. I don't know. Whatever. I like to say jam. Foot
Yeah.
jam.
Foot jam.
Hand jam.
I
guess
feel
it's
like cam is when you're not really locked in. You're
Yeah.
like
yeah, I guess they are
there's
kind
some,
of
like-
like heel toe cam.
Yeah, yeah,
Mostly.
yeah.
They're not really jamming. You're right.
but that's
Semantics.
Yeah, it's pretty,
we have
basically
gone
the
into
same
the
thing.
weeds.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Apologies.
not to be confused with the protection device like cam.
Yeah.
Even more confusion.
I know. We don't need to go there. The less is more. Less is more.
Adrian.
Yeah, she's just not really found the foot placement here
Yeah.
to keep.
Oh,
there we go.
Yeah.
And that's the first time it was the reverse of a commentator's curse.
Yeah.
Where she did the thing
Yeah.
that she hadn't done, which is great.
He guided her up.
Yep. You're welcome. Nice.
Oh, there we go. Nice
She is
start.
so strong, very powerful.
Yeah. You can
She
see
is a
that
very
head bob.
yeah, a very technical climber, but I do think she's more power. Oh, wow, right hand though. Oh, I don't think you want to match this hold.
Not in that position, that's for sure.
Yeah.
There's
Oh
where
my
she's
gosh, if she
rethinking.
can go left hand and then stay on the wall, she does
Oof.
have a lot of power in dirt. Oh, back to the right hand.
Uh,
It just seems so much harder. Chloe
Yeah.
Koskoy working her way through women's number 4 would be huge if she could get a top here. She's, well, I don't even know. I'm going to refresh my scores and tell you where she currently is sitting. She's currently in 3rd, just with
Nope.
that zone. So if she gets the top, it would really, really put her in a good spot.
not too bad.
I think if she got the top, it would bump her to 2nd. I don't think she can overtake JoJo Chi's score right now. Good attempt at the finish
Nope.
for Cam. Unfortunately, Sergey was not able to figure out how to walk through on those nasty volumes. But we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back with more semifinals action. Welcome back to YETI Climbing National Championships. We are almost with every climber out for the round. That was just Natalia Grossman on her final boulder of the round. This is Annalise Van Hong on women's number 2. Making quick work so far. Remember, there is a 5-minute clock to start. Good choice here with that left hand. We've only seen this boulder topped once by Nora Chi. We'll see if Annalise can make it happen. She's plenty
Yes,
capable,
good
and
job.
she's gonna
Yes.
do it
With ease.
with ease and a flash for Annalise. That'll be huge for her score in this round of competition and where she ends up. Alexander Inglaterra just trying to work out how she wants to do women's number 3. Simon Hibbler on men's number 4. The boulder we've seen the men struggle with the most. Boulder 4 and 3 for the men has been pretty difficult. though off camera right now, I can see some success right here. Vale Everett on number 3. We'll see if he can make it happen. We saw Cosmo Rothfork up here earlier. One hand on the finish, needs to make a match. No,
Whoa, very close.
I mean,
Wow.
I'd be surprised if a judge gave that to him. Doesn't
No,
look like
no,
a
no,
match to
definitely
me.
not.
Okay,
Definitely not.
I mean, you never know. People, I mean, that would be appealed immediately. Our
Yeah, for
first
sure.
look at Brooke Rabbit on women's number 1. So now we have 2 Olympians on the floor. On number 1, Brooke Rabbit, and on women's number 4, Natalia Grossman. Brooke, the silver medalist at the 2024 Paris Olympics. And just a few days ago, your national champion in the lead competition.
Ooh, this is probably not feel good on her shoulder.
That's what I was thinking. The only part of it is that it is a more controlled position is the only part that I feel like versus some of the other positions. Oh,
good
just
stopping.
stopping on that no
Casual.
text. Top for Brooke Rabbit, super casual.
Signature
Little heel,
smile.
like a heel clap at the end. Yippee! Saw Alexandra Inglaterra try the face out method before, but it looks like she might be going face in this time.
Oh, it's really uncomfortable.
I know, and she is a taller
Yeah.
athlete than some of the other athletes we've seen do it. Wow. Oh,
So close.
it did look so uncomfortable, like she was shaky in the
Mhm.
position, but she was so close to holding it, so maybe she'll try it that way. We'll have to see. Natalia Grossman setting up again to see if she can get back into the zone here.
She's protecting her shoulder because
Oh,
you have
yeah.
to take that Gaston and like bring it in front of your face,
Mhm.
and that's probably the worst position for her.
Ugh. My shoulders hurt for her. She is currently in 7th, so we'll see. Taking 8 to the final, unless we get some of those NTI athletes
There's
qualified.
one of them's in second place, so it looks like we're taking
oh yeah,
9.
yeah. Sorry, we are at least taking 9. I totally
Yeah.
forgot she's been done climbing for so long. We'll have to see.
And they still have Cam to come up as well, and
Ye-
Evelyn. Evelyn's
No,
already done.
Evelyn's done,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we won't be getting 3 spots, but we could still potentially get 2 extra
yeah.
spots. Natalia back on women's number 4. Oof. Oh no.
Yeah, you can see her She's grimacing. Oh gosh, I hope she calls it.
Yeah. I mean, again, because of the way the rankings are working, at least she'll get points
Yeah.
for tomorrow no matter what happens, right? Points towards her ranking, whatever she's allotted forever, however she ends up. Vale was so close to topping, now just needs to figure out how to get back up there.
I can't imagine
Oh.
climbing that boulder twice in a row.
It
It's-
seems so
it's
powerful.
hard. Yeah.
Also the skin.
Yeah.
I've never grabbed those pinches, but they don't look friendly.
The teal ones up high, they're
Yeah.
not. No. Hopefully Ben gets to it and realizes that it's like the new BP mint circuit,
Mm-hmm.
and he just does what he needs to do. He'll be
He
familiar.
shapes hold, so he should be more familiar with holds. Pay attention to them more. Alexandra Inglaterra, so close. Looks like Natalia Grossman will be done with her competition. Hopefully her shoulder is feeling okay enough. Luckily, we do have PT Zach DiCristino on site, so he will most likely be going to meet her very
Yeah.
quickly and make sure everything is A-okay for her. I mean, I hope she's happy with her climbing. It is just, again, so hard to be injured in a competition. And, I mean, non-injured athletes
Yeah, the
would
pressure
love to
when
have a
you're healthy,
performance
yeah.
like she just had, but it is hard. It's hard to deal with. And our first look at Nikaya Sanders, Silver Ray Sanders' sister. Oh, you know what's funny? There are 4 Sanders children too, like the cheese. They're not
Oh,
all
right.
here,
Yeah.
but there are 4.
Yeah.
Just more fun family facts. I feel like we need some 90s sitcom music for this. Nikaya, one of the athletes that has such good mobility.
Yeah.
Not just, we talk a lot about like hip mobility, but one who has some phenomenal shoulder mobility specifically in a way that you don't see very often.
There's chicken wing and back behind her head.
But like still so in control and being
Yeah.
able to actually have power and strength in those positions. It's so impressive. Augie Chi trying to get into men's number 4, and Gwyneth Muller to his right as Adriana Kiko-Clark.
Oh.
That was interesting. You could tell she slipped, but she still was like, okay, I'm going to try to make
she
this
was kinda
attempt worth
bobbling
it.
out, yeah.
That was really good. Slow and steady, Nikaya working her way through. She does have a lot of it almost looks like she was trying to crimp like the seam.
Yeah. I think she's behind it.
Yeah. I don't think you actually can crimp that seam, but Adrian back into position. Just
Okay.
easy. These
This
kind
is
of
true.
boulders.
Oh.
It's funny because we really haven't seen it done in the dynamic iteration.
Yeah, I think everyone's stopped, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I wonder if she'll do that next time. Selfishly, I think it'd be cool to see it dynamically completed, but we
Nikaya
also
has
want
the
them to
skills to
top.
do that as well.
Exactly,
So, yeah.
right? Gwyneth Muller on your right. On women's number 4 out of
Oof.
Minnetonka, Minnesota. She was 24th at team trials, 33rd at 2024 nationals.
Adrian was just tickling the jug there a little bit.
Oh man, so she knows what to do.
Yeah.
She's got to make it have plenty of time. Augie looking like he's in a bit of a better position than he was on his previous attempts. See if he finds.
Interesting. Augie's a really good slide climber. Seems wrong.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wonder if
he could maybe make it work.
Yeah, I know it's so hard when athletes are specifically good at slab. It's hard to be like, well, it's not gonna work because they're not doing it right. But like, it could work.
Yeah.
Could easily work. Nikaya back on women's number 1. Really.
She's making the step through work.
Cruise through on her earlier attempt and looking to do the same again.
Oh my gosh, she's like fist crimping the edge of that dual text.
Gosh. Let's see if she slows it down here. I feel like, oh, nope, gonna keep going. Oh, beautiful.
Nice.
And another way to do the finish here. Cool to see a different iteration. And a top for Nikaya.
It's one of those situations where the athletes can kind of show their skill set and the strength that
Their style.
Yeah. Nice. I
Ben
think the
Hannah.
setters would hope that nobody stopped, but
But hey, you got your continuous momentum as well. So you've got to be happy with both.
Yeah.
Ben struggling to get off the start there. We've seen a lot of the men have an issue with that, but kind of thinking he might not have as big of an issue as KM Sulman is on women's number 2. Looking pretty good right now. Nice and strong.
Cruising.
See if she goes. We've seen success with the left hand on this next hold.
Oh.
It's like everybody wants to go right hand. Not to say it won't work, but matching that is so much harder. See if she can get this fix to work on the wall.
Oh.
I mean, it would be so impressive to make that correction and actually be able to complete the boulder. It's just so powerful.
Every move on that boulder is physically demanding.
Yeah.
And coming out of that loaded position on the undercling, like everything's
Ooh,
just trying to eject you.
Adrian almost able to stop there and then continue going. Not able to make it work. Augie back on men's number 4.
In a much better position at this point.
Yes. But still a hard boulder. Looks like Adrian was just a bit closer. Gwyneth Muller trying to get out of that opening section of the women's number 4 boulder. Seen it topped.
Augie.
A couple of times, or no, just the once. Yeah, only one top on women's number 4 so far. I'm trying to. So at this point, every boulder but boulder 3 has been topped for the women.
And boulder 4 for the men.
And so 3 and 4 for the
3
men
and 4
haven't
for the
been
men,
topped, but no, 2, 3, and 4. There's been no top. There's only been number 1 top for the men, correct?
Yes, correct.
So you might get your dream scenario of every boulder being topped in the semis for the women, but I highly unlikely for
Seems
the men.
unlikely, yeah.
But hey, you never know. Well, actually,
No,
no,
it's impossible.
it's impossible now because Ben is the final
Ben's
climber
already on boulder 3.
for the men. Remember, just to remind everybody, there are only 23 men competing because Dylan Countryman had to pull out of the competition. That did not start because of his injury. And then there's 28 women because we have extra quota. Plus, there was a tie, actually. So there's even
Oh.
more extra quota for the women. I forgot to mention that earlier. And Brooke
Right, 'cause it
Rabbitoux.
would've been at 27.
Yep, Brooke Rabbitoux
Oof,
is
looking
on
so strong.
women's number 3,
Good Lord.
just cruising.
Wow.
Yeah, that
That
was
is
hard.
really hard.
And gonna set up for the finish. This is her first attempt. Wow, easy.
Looks like a machine. Goodness.
And she was already, I think, with her first climb already in 3rd place, so that'll bump her up to first. We might get our scenario of 4 tops even from one person in the women. We'll see.
Well, we
And
saw Melina climb.
I was
as
about
well.
to say we just had our first look at Melina Costanza, your defending national champion in the Boulder competition, working her way through this slow and uncomfortable movement of women's number 1,
Ooh.
which can be done a plethora of ways. Melina had a really exciting World Championships
Yeah.
where she, where she placed 3rd. Hadn't made a World Cup final yet, but decided to do it at the right time at World Championships in
Yeah.
Seoul with a bronze medal. Very exciting. Oh, dynamic movement. Augie tried that as well, at
He
least
did.
once, if
I
not
think
twice.
Vale might be leaning into his span and his size here,
Mhm.
though. You might have thought he could span it.
I don't know what that's like.
Whoa.
Alexandra Inglaterra not in the right position. Melina kind of fighting through these opening movements. Ugh, I like this view of the foot. I feel like we haven't really had that close up like that. You can just see how bad it is and how much weight you have to put on and trust and confidence in your feet, which for some comes more natural than for others. Really good decision making right here from Melina. We've seen a lot of people do it this way.
Yeah, I think that red crimp really baits people into giving, being secure in that position and
was
then
gonna
being able
say-
to move over.
Yeah, and all you have to do is like kind of get here and then,
Ooh.
but then again, you have to go back into standing on just your feet again.
The dual text got her on that last go.
That foot slip.
Oh, my shoulder hurts.
I
watching
know
that.
Alexander
Oh, my goodness.
Inglaterra really
Oh.
with the shoulders fighting.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh
Oh
my
my gosh. Oh. At
She's
least
gonna be
she's
sore tomorrow.
17.
Yeah.
She might not be sore tomorrow.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Maybe not.
Annalise Van Hong on women's number 3. We've seen a couple people get up high on this and touch the finish hold, but nobody has done it. Let's see if she can make it happen.
Ooh.
Oof, wow. Spinning off of that one on that attempt.
She's got a little bit low on that first black fiberglass.
Yeah. See if she can make the right adjustments to set up a little bit better.
Melina have zone on this boulder yet? Or
I
no?
don't
I'm not sure if they gave it to her on
think
the
so.
first attempt.
Let me look. Yeah, I'm not seeing it yet, but we'll see it. I gotta refresh because I'm not even seeing. Okay. You know what? They
did.
must
They
have.
gave-
Yeah,
yeah,
they
yeah.
did. They did.
Good.
I was like, because she just moved up. Yep, they did on her first attempt. So there we go. There it is. She is going to have to move a little bit quicker. Ugh. Just looks so uncomfortable in this position. There we go.
Yeah, she really just needs 3 zones to get into semis. at this
Which,
point.
looking at the other boulders, plenty capable. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think this is the boulder she will like the least.
For sure.
I mean, and actually this part she won't mind so much, but that opening section was definitely like not her
thing.
jam.
Yeah.
And also, I do feel like that section is kind of like, oh no, little slip. I was gonna say, I mean, 5'6" isn't super tall, but that is a lot of like leg for that section. So
for
it's
sure.
not like, as you're kind of finding the balance points and levering over, it's not exactly the most comfortable. But we're gonna go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with more semifinals action. Welcome back to YETI Climbing National Championships. You are now looking at Ben Hanna, your final male competitor of the competition today. Already making really quick work. We've seen so many of the men struggle on this on this boulder problem, and getting into great positions, kind of figuring out what he needs to do on this boulder to possibly have some success, which we've seen minimal success. And he's the last man to climb, so if anyone's gonna do it, he should be the person to do it. He's currently in 18th place with just the zone on number 1, so a zone here is vital. A top would be incredible and put him in contention for the final. Even a zone, I think. Well, actually, he
he's
already
gotta do it in
based.
fourth.
Yeah.
He's already-
Okay. I was gonna say based off of attempts, I don't even think it could be the zone, but
He
a
needs
top. He needs a top. Adrian
Yeah.
Akiko Clark on the right for the women. Women's number 4. Still have some other women on the wall because we have 28 women competing today in the semifinal. Looking pretty comfortable in that
Yeah.
position, honestly, compared to most of the athletes on
Yeah,
this
she has
one.
that like stone cold killer look.
She does. Ooh.
Yeah, there we go. There's a little
Really
fight.
nice. A top would be
Oh, boy.
helpful for her as well here. Ben, he's climbing on this one. I know it's like slippery and finicky, but I feel like he's making more progress than most of the athletes we've seen on this boulder.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. He's now the third person to get zone.
Yeah. KM Sulman on women's number 3. Going with that face in. We've seen,
Stop
I
it.
feel like
Oh.
we've seen, I don't know, I think we've probably seen equal amounts of face in, face out on this.
Yeah, seems like it's kind of split even.
Yeah. And I think everybody tries both for the most part.
I think it's about. I wonder if it's equal amount of success.
I
Like
think
who
more
has done the
success
move.
face out,
Yeah.
but some success face in. People are like, what are they even talking about at this point?
Yeah. What do we even know?
Ben trying to be as sticky as possible on these volumes right now. So much slipping. Ugh. So frustrating. It'd be so cool to see somebody get past that zone.
Yeah.
Adrian and Kiko Clark back on. Oh, wow. Holding that foot slip. So impressive. I mentioned the other day, too, I feel like sometimes the volumes at comps, especially because everything's so new, sometimes they can be more slippery than normal.
Yeah, the volumes might be exfoliating a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, things haven't quite settled all the way.
Yeah, versus like in your normal everyday gym. Adding just a little more difficulty. Under a minute left. Micaiah Sanders on women's number 2. Already had a top on number 1, so she's in a good spot. Obviously, she doesn't know the boulders that are next, but I think she will like them, so
Yeah, definitely.
she'll probably be pleasantly surprised when she sees them. Adrian Akiko Clark trying to get back into that position she was in previously on the zone. Ben Hanna trying to figure out how to get further right on this boulder for the men. It's so difficult. KM actually able to static that move to that flat hold pinch. We haven't seen anybody do this boulder. We'll see if she can make it happen. Quick look back at
Don't
the clock.
rush,
That's
yeah,
some lead
come on.
climber experience there. Oh, so close. It's that last move. I think it's just everyone's underestimating it.
Yep.
And like you said earlier, or did you say that, or did Marshall say that? I can't remember. Oh, it was you, right?
About jumping to the hold?
Yeah,
Yeah, leading with the foot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they're not doing that. They're just
No.
going. They're like, oh, I'm gonna static again, and
Yeah.
then throw my foot. It's not
Yeah.
happening. So with that, the men's round of competition is over. There is always an appeals window, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with that for the men's results to be final. But until then, lucky you all and us, we get to watch more of the climbing from the women.
It's getting a little tight right now. Looks like Melina could possibly bump Natalia out.
Oh. It also depends on what KM does.
Well, the Cam's pretty securely in 7th,
Oh, okay.
and Annalise is in 5th. They both still have climbing
We're
to-
not refreshed.
Micaiah has 2 more boulders to go. So yeah, this is a
Annalise
stressful
Van
moment out there.
Hong. Yeah, right. On to women's number 4.
Annalise is so strong in her shoulders. And
Oh my gosh, yeah. Similarly to Nikaya.
yeah.
Actually, one of the only other athletes that really
Wow.
has that shoulder mobility, but still able to maintain that strength too. Melina quickly
I
up.
think the
Ugh,
first. Whoa.
the sucker of the right hand here. Every time, everybody goes right hand first.
Oh my goodness. I'm watching Nikaya through, or not Nikaya, sorry, Annalise through the
Wow.
window. The way,
That foot placement.
yeah, getting through, bumping to zone and then slamming in. Really impressive. This is going to be pretty big for her.
She's really good at being patient too. Still needs to get 2 hands on for the top. Oh gosh, the finger pressure she just had, just holding with the one. Oh no! Plenty of time though. Oh my gosh. Oy.
That's, yeah.
Keeping it spicy.
Gotta be frustrated.
Oh yeah. Thank goodness though she's got over 3 minutes on the clock. That's definitely a relief. And she climbed through that other section pretty easily, so.
Yeah, the way she navigated through that middle of the 3 volumes. Let's see if they got the gas again.
Yeah, let's see.
And Melina getting ready to give another go on women's number 2. And we got Brooke on number 3. Boulders that fit both of those athlete styles pretty well.
Totally. Have to see how Brooke does it. I think she's going to go face in.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Yeah, she's burying her thumb in that screw hole.
No T-nuts, but screw holes. Always fair game.
Oh,
I bet she'll at least try face out once. Just given her experience,
Yeah.
I feel like she'll know that she needs to try it that way. At least one time, just to see how it fits her.
here's Annalise's beta here is insane. It's like
Oh my gosh.
no one else was able to hold that right hand and move their body at all. Really cool.
Also, that is that a no-tex foot or is there a tiny bit of texture? That red foot.
The red foot, I believe it's the
Like
one
the
with the tiny
teeny-
dot.
the-
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, there's
okay.
a little
So
dimple on top.
basically, all no-tex. Okay, let's see
Yeah,
if she
it's not
can
much.
get this done this time. She looks more. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, an inside flag. I wonder. Do you think?
I think
would- would
inside
be-
flag might push your hip out. Just
Oh,
like,
yeah,
'cause
you're
the red
right.
the red hold's like next to nothing.
I wonder, can she? I was
Oh,
gonna say,
oh.
can she move her hand up to the screw hole on the top of the volume and
Yeah,
then put her
and-
foot on? Could be a way to do it.
Grab in the corner, yeah. Smart. Oh, there we go.
Ugh, just a little too much swing. The first time we've seen Brooke struggle in this round. Those kind of moves, I feel like sometimes just take a minute to figure out how they suit you the best, especially for the smaller athletes. Again, I would like to see her try it once face out just to see if that is the better method for her, but
Yeah, for sure.
feel
Definitely when like we're forerunning boulders like this, it's not always about the difficulty, it's about learning the skill, right? Like learning the positions and understanding the trajectories and the takeoff point.
both Melina. I'm actually surprised by Melina on this one.
Yeah, same. That's right
I
up
mean,
her
I
alley.
feel like had she gone right or had she gone left hand the first time on that slope bar versus right hand, she may have just done it the first time.
Right.
Oh, Brooke is so close to sticking it. All right, Annalise
Okay.
back where we've seen her before. Can she figure out how to get? Oh,
Oh.
no!
Oh.
I was gonna say she was in such a better stable position, but no.
That would've been a nice buzzer beat.
Oh, and with that, no tops in that that round of climbers. Honestly, I'm pretty
Pretty shocked,
surprised.
yeah.
I actually thought I was going to see a top from each of them.
Yeah, quickly.
Well, just when you think things are going to go one way, they go another way.
What happened yesterday in the qualifiers, right? Like the men's, was Sergey the first person to do Boulder 1? or maybe he was the first person to do Boulder too.
Maybe.
And I think in the men's field, it was like the 83rd or 82nd athlete was the first person to do
Yeah,
Boulder
yeah, yeah,
number 1.
yeah. Which like is wild
Crazy.
because like so much climbing had happened,
Yeah.
and those holds were so much more
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
used,
Yeah. Used, loved.
loved, seen
Loved
lots
all
of
over.
love.
Yeah.
Nikaya Sanders on the left side of your screen on women's number 3, and on her final climb of the round to your right on the main part of your screen now, KM Sulman, women's number 4.
Another boulder that suits Nikaya quite well.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. KM currently in 7th, and Nikaya currently in 4th. So, and with the fact that KM and Kaylin create those extra spots, they, I believe, are safe and should be in the final, barring any appeals. We always got to remember those appeals windows. We usually take 8 people to the final, but with those 2 additional spots, we will be taking 10 to the final for women, and then just 8 for the men.
Oh, she's learning.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's figuring it out. She's
yep.
finding the swings.
You can see her analyzing.
Mm-hmm. And plenty of time too. I will say, like, sometimes jumps like that, they're not too taxing, so you can go pretty quickly. Like, how taxing do you feel like that first move is?
Generating's not too bad. Like the physical paddle through. Like I think especially coming off of the red boulder number 2, they've got to be powered down quite a bit. But it's not like a full power corgo. It's definitely.
It seems a little
finesse
friendlier.
Correctly,
Yeah,
it's not too bad.
KM nicely into the zone there. Gonna try to figure out what she needs to do next. Seen this boulder top just by JoJo Chi, but we've now seen a few athletes in this position.
Can't tell if that is the full no-tex or not.
I know,
The
right?
more I look at
it's
it, I'm
because
starting to
it's,
second guess,
It's
yeah.
because it's blocked. It's really hard to
Yeah.
see. So it's like I thought I saw like this like tiniest bit of texture, but then I was like, did I? I don't know.
Yeah, I think
Hard
going
to tell.
with the no-tex version of that hold there would be pretty bold.
Oh, good attempt there. Yeah, it would be bold.
Yeah.
Good attempt there for Nikaya Sanders. I will say this round definitely has had a lot of attempts from everyone, and they do have to come back. If they do make it into the final, they have to come back and climb another 4 boulders. So that'll be interesting to see how everyone recovers in a couple hours.
Yeah, 4.5 hours or whatever
It's
it is.
not a lot of time.
No.
Granted, they are young, so
Yeah.
not to keep reiterating it, but
But with all
Damn.
those attempts, I mean, skin becomes the issue, right?
Yeah.
No matter how old you are, if you're young,
For
your
sure.
skin regrows that fast.
and like some people have better skin than others.
For sure.
Wow, KM just caught that left hand with her pinky, like
That
cupped with her
was
pinky and ring finger.
Really impressive.
That is wild. That was like a fun, risky move. I feel like we think of risk so much with lower body. I like to see a little risk with the upper body and just crimping that volume there, setting her up perfectly
Wow.
to get a top here. KM Sulman ending her round with a top. Incredible climbing. You will definitely, I mean, you are already going to see her in the final, but exciting to see that she can end that way. That was really beautiful climbing.
Yeah, it was cool and smart.
And-
She-
yeah.
She saw the lip of that volume and said,
Oh yeah.
I'm
Well,
putting my
that's
fingers
why I
behind
was
that."
like surprised that Annalise wasn't
Okay.
like trying to use it at all. Man, Nikaya looked so close to like figuring out that trajectory and the proper pendulum and amount of
With the
power
timing on
she
it,
needs
yeah,
to.
yeah.
But like then it's somehow now she's like stuck. She was like progressing, but I feel like she's now
I
having
feel
a
like
hard
that time she felt something because when she came down, she had a face. She was,
Oh, like she
like
unlocked something.
Yeah, like a face of excitement.
Oh, well, I mean, hey, that was a better try. I might as well keep going, especially knowing that or not knowing, but this wall turns into more vertical and slab,
Right.
so, like, no reason not to. Oh, my gosh.
super close.
Will she give it one more go? Doesn't seem like it. So we are
Yeah.
going to go to a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back with the rest of the women's semifinal. Welcome back to YETI Climbing National Championships. Brooke Rabatou on women's number 4, her final boulder of the competition. Melina Costanza on women's number 3, just getting some brushing in. I actually haven't seen people brush that hold that much. They probably should be. It's probably getting so covered in chalk right now. Melina Costanza is your defending national champion.
Brushing seems to be something that's a lost art these days.
Especially in the gym. I'm more so
Especially
in
in the
comps,
climbing
but the
gym.
gym, like, nobody brushes.
Yeah.
Melina's so close on that 1, 2, 3. And
Again, a
Brooke,
little bit low on that black fiberglass for her. I think if she goes a little bit higher, she'll get a little more time, and you'll arrive no problem.
I agree.
Yeah.
And Brooke just trying to figure out how she wants to approach getting into that 10 zone. We've definitely seen this done a few different ways. Oops. Just coming off of the start there real quick. Brooke's currently
She's in first, right?
in first. Yeah, I'm just
Pretty
refreshing
solid,
to
yeah.
double check. Yeah,
Yeah.
currently in first. But I'm sure she's probably a little disappointed not being able to figure out number 3. So she'll definitely want to finish with the top here if she can make it happen, and she's plenty capable.
Let's just figure out the little crisscross move.
Ooh, foot first
Wow.
then. And Melina sticking that jug at the end of the 1, 2, 3. Let's see if she can
Double
figure
switch.
out how to get this done. I was
Wow.
gonna say I could see her actually being
Yeah.
able to do the more static move. Oh no! And that was something I did not expect.
The finish move is not trivial. It's really off balance because the volume's like just inside your hand. So as soon as you go to the blue hold, you're immediately creating a barn door. You have
Yeah.
to really quickly swap your feet and kick the wall.
Brooke just figuring out how to match, kind of in a similar position that Annalise was in, but staying really patient.
Oh, she's still in her thumb.
Just that little bobble pushed her off. Is that Waco for the 25? Is that the same? Are those the same Wacos that were on the lead wall?
No, those
Okay.
are still on the wall, but same series.
Okay,
So
so
yeah,
is it
same thing.
still like that thing where it kind of rolls?
Yeah, it's not as bad here as maybe as when
Okay.
you're jumping to it in a roof.
Okay.
But yeah, when you look at it, you think you're going to roll back into it, and it's really kind of like flaring towards the
Okay.
center of the Waco almost. They feel like slopers.
Yeah.
And with the no-tex on the thumb, you're not really pinching
There's
it.
no like opposition
Yeah,
there with your
yeah,
hand.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be good because Melina will have felt that. Like, better to have gotten there earlier so that she knows that she has to do a little bit more at the end.
Yeah, for sure. And to confirm from the other day, a couple of the athletes were talking to the setters afterwards, and they did mention that they had never touched those holds before.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's good.
So I was wrong on how new they are.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of nice for it to be new for everyone. I mean,
Yeah.
that's not always the case. Like, everyone's going to have climbed on different holds, but it does. For those specifically being so new and not being as obvious as some
Yeah.
other holds, it's kind of nice that it was new for everybody. Brooke trying to get back up to the top of women's number 4. She was so close, just trying to get her foot in position earlier. So this part wasn't, it wasn't necessarily easy for her to get over. So definitely some effort to put in there.
It's one of those situations though where she knows it works and she's going to stick with it.
Yes.
Yeah, come back to it.
Melina back up into the zone on number 3 and going to set up for the finish, see if she can figure out this time.
Yeah.
I was going to oh, no.
She's trying to go to it as a
still,
down pull. Yeah.
But a top for Brooke Rabatou.
Brookie topped?
I believe so. It
Oh,
was so
cool.
quick. I am pretty sure. It's hard because I think
I
we
know.
were both watching Melina. But yeah, it does look like she got a top. So great climbing there. Great way to finish the round for Brooke Rabatou. So she'll have. Oh wait, I don't know. Maybe not.
Maybe it just hasn't updated
Maybe
yet.
it hasn't updated.
Mine's not showing the.
Man,
not
I
showing
was
zone.
totally watching the end of Melina's climb. Maybe no. I don't know. We'll have to see. If you guys didn't have your eyes on Melina and you were watching Brooke, you will know. But I
think either way she's.
either
solidly
either
first,
way
yeah.
she's in first. It
Yeah.
doesn't really matter. But yeah, I mean she did come off the wall kind of fast, but I thought she just like jumped off. But I don't know. I only saw it out of the corner of my eye. Nikaya Sanders setting up to check out her final climb of the afternoon, I would say.
Another boulder she's very capable of.
Agreed. Yeah, she's gonna
Yeah.
love the deep shoulder.
Yeah, and Nikai's really good on slab.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Yeah, her footwork is incredible.
she
Nakaya up for
goes.
her first attempt.
Yeah, looking really comfortable already.
I
Oh.
was gonna say a little shaky with the thumb there though.
It's a lot of pressure on the thumb.
It is. Definitely is.
That seemed like kind of maybe just like a bad beta read.
Like she wasn't in the right body position.
Yeah, and she kind
But
of slapped at the zone hold.
I feel like specifically on slab climbs, right? Like when you find yourself in that position, you're like, well,
You just
gonna
desperately
just-
slap it. whatever
yeah,
you
let's just
can.
keep going and see what happens. But on the next attempt, if it doesn't work, let's do something else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, she's just crimping the screw hole.
Oh, gross. Yeah.
That is so gross.
Yeah.
But I
But
kind
if
of
it
like
works,
it
yeah,
too.
yeah. It probably does feel better to have those two screw holes in opposition, like pinching them, than it
Yeah,
does to
she
be in
really
that
did
weird
just
thumb.
pinch
Yeah.
with her pointer finger and her
like
thumb. That's
C-clamped it,
hysterical. I'm not gonna lie, I grab screw holes in the gym all the time.
I grab everything, bolt holes.
Okay, I mean I grab bolt like on the hold.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
blocked. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't grab T-nuts.
Oh, no.
No.
That's
But
cheating.
screw hole. I stand in T-nuts still. I like climb at the gym as if I'm in a competition still. I'm like, I don't care.
I'm not skilled enough to do that.
Especially because I'm not. It's not like I'm training for anything, so it's not like because sometimes you would be like, oh, I'm training, so I don't want to put my thumb in the bolt hole unless they block because they might block it in.
Right.
So
Sure.
close.
She's seen it now.
Yeah. That time she didn't go back to the screw holes. She went just to the hold. So it's probably going to be the method she sticks with now.
Checking the distance there. Interesting.
Still plenty of time. And again, in a really good position still.
Seems like she was checking to see if she wants to go back to the right hand bump beta. Maybe she can reach it.
Yeah, she was in her first World Cup final in Curitiba, I believe.
Yeah. First semi and first final.
First semi and final. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
really exciting to see. She was
Yeah.
8th in Curitiba.
What she can do here. It looks like she's loading up to cross. Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Oof. I don't know. I kind of like the screw hole.
Yeah. I think also coming out, she came out 27th. And that hold has seen a bit of action.
Yeah,
Plus
it has.
The power drain of the whole round as a whole. You can kind of see her body language, and she looks a little tired. And
She definitely looks a little shy. I was about to
Yeah.
say this was a very involved round. I
Yep.
would say the climbing felt very full body
Mhm.
and taxing. So I mean, nice to end with a boulder that's on a friendlier angle, but
it's
still taxing.
It's still grabbing things.
It's not really a slab. It's vert, right?
Yeah,
but
it's
kind
actually, I
of
think, technically gently overhung.
Okay, yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. And the volumes are making it a little more vert.
Yep.
But it is still powerful in its own way. And so it's the illusion of friendlier, but beautiful. I
wow.
love when
There's
Nakaya
that,
does
yeah.
this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, so cool.
Ah,
So cool.
and with 40 seconds to go.
She's going to go for the foot up, I think. Yeah. No?
Mhm.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
ooh. She's back up. Oh, on the
the
top, on the
nunchucks.
yellow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think that might have been an accident.
Yeah.
It just landed.
Well, now that she figures out that beta, I feel like she can climb through this opening section a little quicker. So maybe she'll have enough time to get
Yeah.
to the end. And honestly, last boulder, who cares? You might as well get back on, right? Looks like that's going to be it for
Yeah.
Nakaya Sanders. Great climbing from her in this round. She'll be pleased when she sees the results.
Yep.
That
Yeah, she's doing just
unofficially she
fine.
should be in the finals. So really good climbing from her. And with that, we will be going to our final competitor of the morning/afternoon. Your defending champion, Melina Costanza, will be coming out soon. And I can't believe we'll be done. So
A
wild.
little friendly high five there.
Yeah, love that.
Lena always looks like she's having so much fun.
She does, and
Yeah.
I really love that about
Yeah.
watching her climb.
She truly loves this environment to be in.
And I think part of it too, she took quite a long break from competitions in general. She was super
Yeah.
successful on the youth scene, and then
Yeah.
I think she did one elite nationals, and then, took a break from comps for a while, and then came back and was the talk of the town.
Yeah.
And I do think having that reset and having a different perspective coming into the competitions and having spent time doing other things is super
sure.
healthy.
Yeah.
And people don't do it enough, I think. I think it's easy to get caught up and be like, oh, I have to do this comp and that comp and this one. And it's like sometimes you just need a reset and then
Yeah.
things will get better.
You just do you for a little bit and come
Yeah.
back. Climbing's not going anywhere.
Just right into the zone there.
She had a lot of success in the youth circuit. I think maybe
Oh,
there was a lot
yeah.
of pressure for
For
her,
sure.
and she just needed that time off.
Well, and I remember, I think it was 2019 was the first year, 2019 or 2018 that she competed, and it didn't in the
The elite.
YETI national championships, and it just didn't go super well that first time. And I mean, not to say that that was the reason she took a break, but I think that, you know, coming from success on the youth side into not as much success right away can be a lot. And also, I think she started college. Like, that's a good time to take a break.
Yeah,
Either
for
way,
sure.
it's working for her. She's a phenomenal athlete. We're so psyched to have her here defending her title. And, yeah, it's been exciting to watch her over the last couple of years just become more and more successful on the international circuit as well.
Yeah, it looked like she was on the screw hole and the red hole as well.
Yeah.
A lot of screw hole action on this boulder.
I mean, it's hard to resist a screw hole sometimes, right? It's like,
If it's there, yeah.
yeah, you're
absolutely.
like, I feel like I can use this. It's disgusting, but like it's there. I can crimp it. I don't
Right.
need my fingers.
Yeah,
It's
any
fine.
little bit that bites on your fingertip is
Yeah.
going to feel better than
Than
sliding
pressing
on
or
nothing.
sliding.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like going back to the movement feeling more secure rather than risky.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe more painful, but
But it's okay.
Yeah.
You've got the adrenaline of a competition going
Yeah.
for you. These are the kinds of things you don't necessarily do as much in practice.
definitely not.
Pumping up the crowd there as the final competitor out there on the mats.
The other thing with screw holes is like you're not really running the risk of like a finger injury.
Oh
You
no,
know,
it's
there's,
more
not
like
enough that's gonna pop
worst
off of
case
you.
scenario. You might like
fillet
cut
the
your
tip.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's about it. Like, and that's still pretty unlikely.
So that happened to Adam Shahar in 2022.
Yeah, I think you're right. I feel like
yeah.
I remember that.
He got behind a screw hole and it just like
Gross.
cut the whole tip of his finger off. It was gross.
I mean, Melina Costanza back in a really good position to try and figure out how to finish off women's number 4 back into
to
another screw hole.
holes, Oh,
Just
making the
fighting.
That looks like it hurt.
Wow. Yeah.
Yikes.
Good thing these walls aren't too textured. I have a fun story about that. Just needs to set up for the match, and
There
she's
we
going to
go.
do it.
Finishing at the
Melina
top.
Costanza unofficially into the finals after a wonderful round of competition. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and then we'll come back
think
for
there's
the
some
results
confusion
of
here.
this semifinal round.
What?
Wait.
They're saying she didn't top?
I
Oh,
guess
interesting.
we're
So there's some
actually
confusion here, yeah.
there's some confusion right now with the judging. They were saying she didn't top. Okay, it looks like it's okay. That was a little confusing,
Yeah.
especially for all of us. It clearly looked like a top. So now we're gonna go to that commercial, and we'll be back with the results of the semifinal round of competition. championships. That little confusion was just the judges thinking that Melina actually grabbed a T-nut, but she grabbed a screw hole, which is totally valid, and the route setters confirmed that. So that little kerfuffle is totally fine, and she got the top.
Only on the high note.
Yeah. Great round of competition. Let's go look at those men's results, and we'll be looking for those top 8 athletes that will be in the final later. Going into the final, in first place is your defending champion, Vale Everett. Augie Chi in the second place position, Cosmo Rothfork in third, Joka Digger in fourth, Sergey Lochno in fifth, Joshua Gerhardt in sixth, Hugo Hoyer in seventh, and Landers Gaidosh in eighth. So later on, we will see them come out in reverse order. The rest of our standings, Charlie Barron in 9th, Cruz Padilla in 10th, Ellis Ernstberger in 11th, Simon Hibler in 12th, Benjamin Hanna in 13th, Declan Osgood in 14th, Benjamin Rose Innes in 15th, Patrick Taylor in 16th, Ami Agato in 17th, Nicholas Carroll Leeds in 18th, Jacob Kelligan in 19th, Jackson Dendy in 20th, Wesley Smith in 21st, Elijah Finn in 22nd, and Harrison Smith in 23rd, and Dylan Countryman, who you did not see compete today due to injury, will still get 24th for this day of competition, as we are getting rankings for every day of competition, with those rankings having points that are awarded to them, which I, off the top of my head, don't know what those points are, but they're getting points for the ranking. So in every round of competition, everyone is. So if you were 26th in qualifiers yesterday, you are 26th today, and you still get points for this day. So that's why it's important to be at this competition. And we're seeing some athletes who are coming and they're a little injured, but it's still important to get some ranking.
And Bob will carry those 24th place points into finals tomorrow or tonight. And then that'll also add up to his overall scores from NTT
and then in a month we'll go to the NTT and they'll get more points there. And now we're going to go to the women's results from the semifinal round. And remember, we will be taking 10 of the women, the top 10, into the final tonight. So Brooke Rabitou in first, Melina Costanza in second, KM Solman in third, Annalise Van Hong in fourth, Nikaya Sanders in fifth, Jojo Chi in sixth, Kaylin Leong in seventh, Adriana Kiko Clark in eighth, and we're just waiting for those next results to pop off, and I'm just going to read them off of my computer instead. I'm going to refresh just in case. And Chloe Kosko in 9th, Nora Chi in 10th, so those will be the athletes going into the final. Natalia Grossman in 11th, Helen Gillette in 12th, Alexander Inglaterra in 13th, Gwyneth Noller in 14th, Silver Ray Sanders in 15th, Sienna Kopp in 16th, Quinn Mason in 17th, Lucy Duncan in 18th, Ella Fisher in 19th, Isis Rothfork in 20th, Evelyn Orton in 21st, Paloma Slowick in 22nd, Annika Shoemaker in 23rd, Elizabeth Monty 24th, Yalia Southern 25th, Kelly in 26th, Ayaka Morita in 27th, and Genevieve Walker in 28th. Those are the standings and results from the semifinal round. See us tonight. Tune in tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern.
You won't see me.
You won't see him. You'll see me, and I will be joined by Emma Hunt in the booth for the final round of competition at YETI National Climbing Championships. And we will have 10 women in the final, 8 men in the final. I hope you all enjoyed the show. Thanks to all of our sponsors, all of our hold sponsors as well. Hope you enjoyed the show and come back and see us tonight. We're actually going to look at the sponsors real quick. YETI, Waltopia, True Blue, The North Face, Intermountain Health, and Kodiak. And here are our hold sponsors: 360 Holds, Artline, Blocks, Blue Pill, Cheetah, EP Climbing, Expression, Flat Hold, Rock City Simple, Squadra, Super, Technic, Vezi. I'm Megan Martin. Jeremy Ho, thank you so much for joining me.
Of course. Happy
Come
to be
back
here.
tonight at 6 p.m. and we'll see who will be the new national champion.
For me, motivation comes from the chance to go faster and faster. I find speed pretty addicting.
The power of we is all for one. It's all for you. It's always there for you. It completes your circle. It says you've got a team even when you're out there alone. And with Intermountain Health in your circle, you'll always have the care you need to live the healthiest life possible. That's the power of we. Intermountain Health.
You don't get a fire in your belly with a boring breakfast. You gotta light that sucker up with the good stuff. Kodiak stuff. Whole grains and a whole lot of protein stuff. Eating hearty sets the table for epic days ahead. Dig in and you'll see. It's wild what you and a real Kodiak breakfast can do. Proud sponsor of USA Climbing.
Out here. We play different. We don't play with whistles or referees. We play with adrenaline and euphoria. We play roughhouse with failure. We don't play games out here.